Yes, it is a Sunday fun day, sports day here on 560. I am Dan Day with my cousin, Vladimir Louison. But
Yeah.
today, you know what today really is?
It's about the mothers.
It is about Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, not just to Big Lynn, not just to your mother, Vlad, but to all
Marie,
the mothers out there.
happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, man.
And I'm
Without
counting
them, we can't make it.
I'm
We can't
counting
make it happen.
dog moms, cat moms, iguana moms. If you feel as though you are a mother to something, Mother Earth, I'm going to be very good to Mother Earth today. I always try to be recycle, walk places instead of driving, but we are nothing, literally nothing without our mothers. So, Vlad, real quick, give your lovely mother a shout out, which she deserves pretty much every day, but especially on this day.
Shout out to Marie Lewis Saint, best mom in the world.
Big Lynn
Shout out to my
Marie.
sister Nadine, also a great
Okay.
mother herself.
Yeah. Big Lynn Marie. Her middle name is Marie. I know she's listening right now. Happy Mother's Day. What did you get your mom for Mother's Day, Vlad?
Teddy bear.
Oh, that's
And
sweet.
flowers and a card.
Very nice. I actually sent her some spices that I saw in Shark Tank. The only thing is they didn't let me write a message. So she got a weird package and she was like, "Did you send something?" And it came a couple days early. I said, yeah, I sent you a package of spices. She's like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know what it was." I said, no, you're good. Happy Mother's Day. So hopefully you're taking care of your mom right now. Maybe you're driving around right now. Take care of mom today. She's always pretty much taking care of you one way or another. I know one mother that's not very happy today. One boy was a very, very, very bad boy. Breaking news right now. His mama needs to slap him.
He definitely needs to slap by his mom.
We're talking about one, and you know I'm not a big fan of his to begin with. It's breaking news, so we're going to talk about it at the beginning of the show. One, Ja Morant.
Just stupid.
What are you doing, man? So it is breaking news right now. Ja Morant, remember, he was suspended for 8 games this past season because he was flashing a gun on IG Live at a club after a game. This is also after he's been accused of pistol whipping a child that he was mentoring that was a teenager. So he said, I learned my lesson. Man, those 8 games put perspective into my life. It's not going to happen again. I am a changed man. What happened on IG Live recently, Vlad, with Ja Morant?
He was flashing a gun again.
What in the world? Now, I'm going to give his friend that was driving the car
he was trying to look out for his boy.
You can only get a small glimpse of him holding up another little petite gun. And his home guy goes, no. He puts his camera phone up against his shoulder. And I guess it's kind of like, dude, put that away. What's wrong with you? But it's on live IG. Everybody's like, yo, why would you post that? Well, you've already hit go live. Kind of like we're going live right now on YouTube and on Twitch and on 560 WQM and the Odyssey app. We can't take back what we're doing or saying right now, Vlad. We know that. You and I are smart enough. No, don't flash guns in the first place, especially if we'd been suspended for it before.
Why would you go live? Like, what is their fascination? What is their desire to go live with everything?
This is my thing. And I was part of that crew for a very short time. As many likes and as many people as views as possible is awesome. If you're Ja Morant, you should not be anywhere near IG. You should not be anywhere. The only live cameras you should be around are when you're playing basketball, and you shouldn't be holding guns.
Yes, that's it. That's the only time the camera should be on you live. It's when you're on the court, walking into the arena. But why are you outside of playing basketball, living your life? Why is everything has to be showcased? Why does everything have to be live? And then why are you not aware? Like, come on, guy. You got suspended 8 games. You lost money. You know, your commercials were delayed. So you might have lost some deals. You're definitely going to lose deals now.
Yeah. Just for being an idiot, if anything else. He was suspended 8 games. That is 8 games without pay. That is a very serious suspension for something he did off the court that he said he learned from. And now the league has said, we don't play like that. You're suspended again. He is. Oh, no, actually, the league didn't suspend him yet. His team, the Memphis Grizzlies, have suspended him. Rightfully so. Like I said, just for being dumb, you should be suspended. He should never flash guns anywhere. Anywhere. What was he thinking on YouTube or IG Live after all the trouble he had been in, flashing a gun? It really makes you question, what's his future look like? I'm not just talking about.
It makes you question Memphis, bro. The management, the executives. Like, you made Dylan Brooks seem like the scapegoat, but it was really you couldn't really punish your franchise player, and then your franchise player does the stupid thing again of going on IG Live brandishing a gun. It tells me that
A lot of things, yeah.
it tells me that the management is not run well.
It also shows me he's an unstable individual.
At that also,
not a very smart individual either.
And also something we will get into later during the show. They don't have an OG.
They do not have someone.
They don't have a vet who would be able to talk to their superstar. They don't have a UD. That's
and many people have thrown shade at the Heat and say, why do you keep that man on the end of the bench?
This is the reason why.
That's the reason why. Because you don't want that happening to your team. Your franchise, you thought your franchise player. Now you start wondering the choices he makes off the court, choices he makes on the court, his intelligence level. A lot of things are in question right now if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan. That cannot happen. What he did last night, Vlad, that cannot happen.
No, it can't. Not after it's already been done before. Like, that's dumb. Now that the league's, okay, fine, you suspend them from team activities. They're not playing they're not playing. But something's going to have to happen with the league. He's going to go to New York to get a talking to.
This league is very worried about its image, especially a certain image that they do not want to portray. It's an image that Ja Morant is continuing. And this is the thing that really, really grinds my gears. He came out with this long explanation. I've learned my lesson. I've done this. I'm not going to do this anymore. I mean, he had 8 whole games to sit and think about what he did. Came out and said he's a changed man. It's put, it put him into perspective, and he's not going to make mistakes like that. And he's a better man, better player for it. And then he does that. He was oblivious to how wrong he was to do it again. At least his friend driving the car on IG Live, the second he saw that flash of a gun, he pulled his camera down. At least he had someone aware. It's mind-boggling. And if I'm a Memphis fan, if I'm a Ja Morant fan, and even, you know what? I'm not a Ja Morant fan. I'm disappointed. I'm upset right now because he's a young man that does have a lot of potential, and he's just throwing it away. It was stupid. And there's no other way. Is there any other way you can explain it than that's just a stupid decision that he made? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. We know. But there is something wrong of making the same mistake more than once. And that's what he's doing.
Dumb. Just plain dumb.
And I hate to I hate to start on a rant. I hate to start at the show not talking about Miami teams. I hate to take a little way of shine away from our mothers who we love so much and we're going to be talking about all day. But that right there, maybe he needs to be around his mother more and not taking IG films and IG videos with his guys in the car. Maybe you got to think, is he on stuff, man? I mean, even when I get drunk, I don't do craziness like that. I don't know.
I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I mean, bro, you got the bag. You are literally you were becoming the face of the league. They were transitioning from the old guard, the LeBron, the Steph, the KD. They were trying to promote you as the new face of the league.
You're in the projection of a Michael Jordan, LeBron James. You're exciting to watch.
Nike took the Kyrie deal, the Kyrie shoe, and pretty much gave it to you. You were the face of the league, and in 4 months, you really effed up. He really effed up.
It's making that same mistake twice that grinds my gears. The first time, okay, you're in a club, you're drunk, you're whatever, you think it's cute, you think it's funny. It's one thing if the NBA would have given him a talking to and said, you know what, don't do that again. And he does it again. Okay, they suspended him for 8 games, no pay, comes out with this huge apology and how he's a changed man.
And then, remember, he was said after they were eliminated by the Lakers that he took a lot of responsibility for why Memphis was getting a lot of flack because of we good in the West. A lot of their
the only team he's worried about is the Celtics. Right. No, who are you scared of in the West?
We
Celtics.
We good in the West.
Celtics.
So a lot of their posturing, a lot of their showboating, a lot of their the trash talk came back to bite them in the ass right now. And fortunately, Dylan Brooks was the scapegoat. He's the one that they put as the as the first casualty for all their, as Tobin like to say, peacocking. Dylan Brooks took he took the lumps, but it was really he took the lumps because they couldn't let Ja go, and look what Ja does 2 weeks later.
Look, past 2 years, we've been surprised at how underwhelming in the playoffs the Memphis Grizzlies have been, getting beat out by Dallas last year, and then this year with the Lakers. They got an organization problem. Now we should not be surprised. They got John Morant wielding guns, acting crazy, probably on something. Then you sit Dylan Brooks aside after the first time he talks noise and LeBron puts him in the little boy chair, and you say, shut up for 5 minutes. Start playing basketball. You're only provoking him and you're only stoking the bear. Stop it now. They got no control over there in Memphis, man. Zero control there in Memphis. You know what? I know one place that would never happen. Ever, ever, ever. One place it's never really happened. Right here, Miami, South Florida.
Hey man, once Dion Waiters, they took some gummies, that was it. Bang,
Siberia.
Bang. Done.
Siberia.
Cut, let go immediately.
We're not for everyone. And you know what? I'm someone that every once in a while, I know, Vlad, you're probably like that too. I get annoyed sometimes with the heat culture talk and how you don't understand all this. Today, I understand it.
No. You
I understand it.
You understand it. You understand. You don't like to hear it, but you understand it.
And so sometimes we lean a little too much on this heat culture, but in moments like this
is exactly the reason why there's a culture, because it would have never happened like that.
I take it back. I'm proud of heat culture.
I'm proud. You know what? I understand why OUD is signed every year.
All the bad things are all the times I've said, it's a little bland, sometimes a little too safe. Now I'm seeing maybe I was the wrong. I'll be the first to admit, in situations like this, I'm wrong. Heat culture, give it to me 6 ways from Sunday and twice on Sunday.
Give it to me on Mother's Day.
Give it to me on Mother's Day. So let's give it. We give our flowers to our Mother's Day. I'm giving my flowers to Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, and the whole Heat organization, especially Udonis Haslem. We're going to get into this.
I'm giving shout out and props to Mrs. Harrison, Mrs. Riley, and Mrs. Spoelstra, and for the women because you know what? Even though this is a cliche, besides every great man, there's always a great woman. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to be on your side. And then we've seen how this operation works. It's because everyone is involved, by the men and the women of that organization make sure that it is a esteemed, pristine organization.
Absolutely.
One of the most, it's really one of the most respected organizations in all sports.
Yeah, I was going to say professional sports.
Yeah, in all the sports.
Or just in the professional world.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's ran well, and it's from the top to the bottom. And there's a reason why you see a lot of former Heat players that end up being part of the organization, because they take care of their own. There's a family, there's a culture. And Memphis doesn't have that culture. Memphis was trying a culture, and that culture wasn't good. That I don't know, fake gangster culture that they trying to do, and that they're
not that trick.
That's not really them. That's the city of Memphis, but those players, that's not them. That's not them.
Well, looks like John Morant not going to be part of Heat culture. There could be some other players though, very soon part of Heat culture. In the next segment, Vlad, you and I are going to talk about that. But first, let's get to some quick headlines, get everybody caught up in everything that's happening in the sports world. Game 7. Celtics versus 76ers today at 3:30. Winner gets that Heat culture Wednesday, 8:30 in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to get into this throughout the day too, because Vlad, for some reason, thinks the Celtics are a better matchup for the Heat. I know that the 76ers are a better matchup for the Heat. There's some evidence to back up one of us, Vlad, and we're going to get into that later in the show. Well, when I say evidence, there's one pundit that it's going to take one of our sides. The Panthers already know that they're going to face the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals sometime this week.
Nobody knows, right?
No, I looked everywhere, man.
No, because the Western Conference has.
They're waiting for the Western Conference to finish. Get Carolina. They saw what the Panthers did to the Toronto Maple Leafs fans that one day. Carolina says, you could only buy tickets for this series in our home stadium if you have a North Carolina, South Carolina, or parts of Southern Virginia billing address. Okay, we did it first. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
That's corny. I can understand country.
Yeah, it's not like the Florida Panther fans are that,
Like, you really gonna, like, the 1,000, 2,000 Florida Panther fans that go up to Carolina, you're really gonna deny them any chance?
And like, there's no other way to get tickets. I think it's such a mockery. Like,
right.
There's no other way.
Like, really can't go to Ticketmaster or StubHub. Like, you can't
buy tickets outside the stadium. Can't get someone else to buy them for you. Can't get on the secondary market. Whatever. The Kraken, though, they did defeat the Stars 6-3, sending that series to Game 7. While tonight, Vegas Knights, they look to close out Edmonton at 10. That series is 3-2. Just 2 days into Dolphins rookie camp, the team has released 3 offensive linemen: Jarrett Horst, Alex Jensen, and most notably DJ Scaife of the University of Miami. Of course, Stanford rookie Elijah Higgins continues to transition from receiver to tight end. The Canes football team have landed Reedley, California junior college transfer Shamar Kick, the receiver. He adds size and speed to the core. He stands at 6'1", 190 pounds. The Marlins, oh man, I thought it was going to be such a good weekend for me and my girl, but they lost again to the Reds yesterday, 6-5. Sandy Alcantara went 7 2/3 innings, giving up 6 and striking out 9. The two play again today. They're about to get underway in just about an hour or so. Man, right when you want to kick Phil Neville out, he pulls you back in. Inter Miami.
It's 4 in a row now?
Well, that's actually 5 in a row, 3 in the MLS.
Right.
Inter Miami moved to the 6th in the East after defeating the first place New England Revolution last night, 2-1. Joseph Martinez scored another goal. I told you I loved him so much. So glad we got him. Now that he's scoring goals, the floodgates are open. The Herons have now won 5 in a row. Next up, Nashville, Wednesday, 8:30. That's going to be a good one. Canes baseball team, they lost to Pitt yesterday, 7-4. They are playing now to determine who will win that series. If you're a tennis fan, Rafael Nadal turned down a wild card offer for next week's Challenger tournament in Bordeaux, France, which is clay court, and it's still undecided on if he's going to play the French Open later this year. The Spaniard, he is suffering from a hip injury. And Vlad, you were a little kind of predicting this yesterday. You said, somebody needs to get fired, and that person got fired. After 4 seasons, the Suns have let go of Monty Williams. He had 1 Coach of the Year award, and he took the team to the finals one of those years.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Oh, I saw it coming. I knew it was about to happen.
Kevin Durant, talk about Trae Young being a coach killer.
He leaves casualties.
KD.
He leaves casualties.
If I'm a coach or an organization, nah, bro. Like, I don't want him for the Heat. I don't want him for the Pelicans. Nah, even you can get him for cheap. Nah, bro. No. But he's a bucket. No.
He's a bucket getter, but he's also you get your coach fired.
Woo. That being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A woman told her best friend she will not be attending her upcoming wedding because the friend stole her now fiance away from his previous family.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend told her bride-to-be friend.
I'm not going to the wedding because I don't appreciate you being a man stealer.
Because
homewrecker.
Her fiance. She took her fiance
from his family.
Homewrecker,
yeah.
How do you take it? Like what? Like they're not what? I don't get it.
So the man,
I mean, I'm saying what happened with the man and the family? Like the husband
decided to leave. He was out.
Like his own family?
Yes,
or like
he had a wife and kids and said, I'm out. I'm going with this new young buck or bucket or whatever she is. And we're now going to get married. Start a new family.
I mean, was she really your ride or die? Like, was that really your homegirl if she's gonna, like, you know?
My thing is, man, I love open bar and wedding cake so much.
But I'm just saying, like, really, you're really not gonna come to the wedding? Why all of a sudden
has
now?
nothing to do with her.
Like, why didn't you say something before when they were going out?
She might have said some things, but definitely she's not co-signing on that wedding. I don't think it looks bad if you go. I mean, celebrate love.
I don't care about that, but you know, like if you're my friend, you're my friend. You should have let me know from the jump. Then I would not have invited you. You didn't let me know. Like, there's no way. These are girls we're talking about.
I just want wedding cake and open bar.
I know you want wedding cake, and you know it's sniper season. There's so many victims.
Oh yeah, never bring a date to a wedding.
No, I would never bring a date to a wedding.
Even if you're dating someone, don't bring your significant other to the wedding.
We saw wedding crashes, weddings and funerals.
Oh man,
mate.
There's so many people that are thirsty at weddings, and I'm not talking about open bar.
Oh man. You put your numbers up in weddings and funerals, man.
Okay,
numbers up.
We know John Morant, not Heat culture. Kevin Durant,
not Heat culture.
But there's a couple other people I want to ask you about, Vlad. Like, who would you be willing to trade for who? That's about the Heat. That's next. This is Sports Day, 560 WQAM.
I'm Howard Mack.
560 Sports WQAM. This is Sports Day at Dan Day Radio is my handle. His is at Vlad at 2078. Talked yesterday a little bit about Tyler Hero and how the Heat haven't exactly missed him, at least record-wise, this postseason. Phoenix Suns were missing a lot, so much so they had to fire their coach Monty Williams yesterday. They got a new owner, maybe want a new start. Now you're saying, what are they going to blow up on this team? Because there's going to be some changes. You don't bring in new coaches, you don't bring in new staff, new everything, and keep the exact same team. Started thinking, Kyle Lowry, he's a point guard for the Heat. Some people like him, some people, Chris Paul, he's a point guard for the Suns. Some people like him, some people, Would that be a trade that, Vlad, you would be interested in? A possible Kyle Lowry for Chris Paul trade?
So battle of washed?
The battle of somewhat past prime
wash and rinse
point
and
guards,
wash and dry?
Past the prime point guards that often are injured, at least in critical points. Chris Paul's injured. I mean, okay, I don't think you could probably, Chris Paul, let's see, how much does he make a year?
A lot, like 40.
So he makes about 10 million more than
he makes like 40, 43, 44 million a year. And to be honest with you, I don't think Chris Paul can come off the bench, because that's where he needs to come off.
So his salary for 2023, 28.4 million, which, if you know that next year,
what is it going to be next year?
Kyle Lowry is going to get 30.
What's next year? 23, 24.
Maybe so. Oh, it's going to be that low. So, but let's just say, so their average salaries are close, pretty similar. So maybe the Suns say, if we can trade Chris Paul for Kyle Lowry and maybe a pick or something like that, we'd be willing to do that. Do you think the Heat would be better? Do you think Heat Nation would want Chris Paul? Do you think Chris Paul still has it in the tank? Another good question. No. Anything in the tank?
No, he's on empty.
He's on E.
He's on E.
E. I don't know. Looking at his stats.
Yeah, he's making $30 million next year, Chris Paul. He signed a 4-year, $120 million.
So it could be a straight up trade, straight up money swap almost.
He carries a $30.8 million and his dead cap values of $15.8 million. So yeah, it's for Chris Paul at his age. What is he now? 37, 38?
Yeah, he's about 100. He averaged 14 points last season, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, and 1.5 steals.
Yeah, he just turned 38. Yeah, Chris Paul's done, man. He's not the same Chris Paul anymore.
But I mean, is he an improvement from Kyle Lowry if you're the Heat?
That's a good question. Both. I mean, Chris Paul's very hurt. It's always hurt, man.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
It's always like death, taxes, and Chris Paul being hurt in the playoffs. It's like those are 3 givens in life.
Kyle Lowry's come off the bench and been pretty good.
But that's the question. At least Kyle Lowry has accepted his role of coming off the bench. Will Chris Paul, Mr. State Farm, Mr. Cliff and Chris, would he be able to accept coming off the bench? Because I think he has to come off the bench to preserve him. He can't play 30, 35 minutes anymore. And it's hard for a guy whose nickname is the point god to all of a sudden may have to give up that starting position to a Gabe Vincent or something, or someone of that quality. It'll be difficult. I don't know. Name recognition, yes. Chris Paul, you think he'd be perfect. He would fit the Heat culture, the Heat organization. It'll be great. You have a point guard, somebody there who could run the offense, get guys shots, but he's also hurt a lot.
He played 32 minutes, averaged 32 minutes last season.
Can't do that no more.
It's going to be tough. And see, it wore his body down. Look at him when they needed him in the playoffs. Now, Kyle Lowry, he's not skating. He was injured a lot during the season too. But in this postseason, he's been coming off the bench playing good. I just look at Chris Paul, and if he can give you, like he did this year, 14 points, 9 assists, 1.5 steals.
38, though.
Yeah, I know. Kyle Lowry's right there with him.
And he has 2 more years left in his contract. So do you want to have a 40-year-old Chris Paul playing for you?
What do we have to give up? What would you be acceptable to give up? Of course, let's say Kyle Lowry's part of the trade.
You don't really have a lot to give up.
They would probably want like Gabe Vincent, or they would want Omer Yurtseven. Would you give up
No.
Kyle Lowry, Omer Yurtseven for Chris Paul? No.
No.
So what would you, not Kyle Lowry and a first round pick, Maybe Kyle Lowry in a second-round pick? I'd do that.
I mean,
I'd take a flyer on that one.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday. When I thought about it, I don't think the Heat would make that trade. I think Chris Paul's stuck being with Phoenix, bro, or he's gonna go to a team that's probably looking for a, to dump some salary, so they have a lot of money, maybe in the 2025 free agency. But I don't really see Chris Paul going anywhere, bro. He's stuck. He's a superstar who's a superstar. He's an older superstar.
His age is really holding him back right there, because when you say 38, you automatically say, whoa. And the injuries get you. He's always pulling a groin in the playoffs, hurting an ankle, doing something like that. So Chris Paul, ride or die in Phoenix. What does Phoenix do differently this year, though? They get rid of DeAndre Ayton, maybe, because Kevin Durant's got to stay. Devin Booker, you'd be silly to get rid of him or trade him or do anything other than make him happy.
I do believe they are looking to get rid of Chris Paul or have somebody take Chris Paul if they can sign a capable backup.
DeAndre Ayton, we know that relationship is kind of torn.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere. They didn't want to sign him last season. They didn't want to give him the contract, and they had to. So I think they'll be looking to get rid of him this upcoming offseason.
So targets are on the back of Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton. You wonder, either of them could end up in South Florida. I don't know if you even want DeAndre Ayton, because DeAndre Ayton, I don't know, man. He's never super impressed me.
No, he's not it. Listen, Phoenix is stuck. Phoenix is stuck right now, and right now nobody in the Heat organization is going to be would want to give up Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry can go from being most hated to beloved. Second beloved, probably after Bam and Jimmy, third most beloved Heat player this year, because he's showing the savvy of a veteran guard, a vet guard who accepted his role, who accepted to come off the bench. And I think that means a lot. That carries a lot of weight to down here, at least with the Heat fan base. So,
and he's Jimmy's guy.
He's Jimmy's guy.
So but I mean, Chris Paul. Some teams he's been poisoned in the Rockets. We always thought it was James Harden, and it ended up kind of being Chris Paul.
Well, it's both of them. They were both. But when you have two superstars who have, they may want to win, but they have different approaches of winning.
Chris Paul seems like a guy who wears out his welcome. He's in New Orleans for a couple of years. He was really great. Then he kind of became toxic, and then wanted to get traded. The Clippers
wore out his welcome with the Clippers. I was there.
Wore out his welcome with Houston.
Him and James were going at it, and that you could tell that they wanted to keep James.
And now in Phoenix, he's even kind of seemed to wear out his welcome a little bit.
New Orleans,
it's crazy if you think it's going to be any different anywhere else he goes.
He's not going to change who he is, because it's a gift and a curse.
He's 38 years old too,
right? But I mean, you've been labeled a point guard,
and some of the
your career, and you've been, you're considered one of the best clutch players in the fourth quarter. You're a tremendous leader. They say you're the quintessential point guard. You can have an ego, and you're the players. You were the Players Association's
NBA
president,
PA.
Yeah, for a while. Like you are basically you are a face of the NBA. He is one of the faces of the NBA. Yeah, Chris Paul's got a lot. He's got a lot he's got a lot of luggage, good luggage and bad luggage, that I don't think right now at 38 years old is more bad luggage. I don't think you need this guy.
It is looking like online a lot of Heat Nation is saying pass on Chris Paul, and we'll just ride or die with Kyle Lowry for the next year.
Yeah, I think it's better for you to do that.
It's safer to do that, probably.
Safer, cheaper.
Not much. 30 mil. You got 30 mil non-negotiable with Kyle Lowry to come off the bench next year. 30 mil. Oh, goodness. We'll have to see. I don't know. I think Kyle Lowry and Omer Yurtseven for Chris Paul, I'd take that.
No.
I'll take it.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
If Kyle keeps on playing well in the rest of this postseason, we're gonna be like, why were we talking about this Chris Paul discussion? Just because of the fact that Phoenix is gonna have to do something. But shoot them some bail.
Our guy Trevor from 305, he says Sam Cassell going to be the next coach of the Phoenix Suns. That's likely. That's possible. But Sergey, our guy, he's saying no to Kyle Lowry. So no, not to Kyle Lowry. No to Chris Paul. He's like, Kyle Lowry's a bum, but he's not as much of a bum as Chris Paul. And that's the thing we asked. He's like, we're talking about trading out some washed up point guards, man.
It's wash for wash.
It's wash for wash. Let's have your wash. You can have our wash. But you know what, Kyle Lowry, you just keep winning. You come off the bench. You provide some leadership. You kind of support Jimmy. You make Jimmy happy. You can come collect your $30 million next year from us. Play off the bench for us. We'll see. So we'll see what happens there in Phoenix. We'll see what happens here in South Florida. Up next, we're going to see what's happening in the Twitter universe and on the social media world as we do a little hashtag what's trending here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
That's one small step for man.
.560 Sports WQAM back on Sports Day Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone in the world. I am Dan Day, Vladimir Louison. Twitter handles at Dan Day Radio, at Vlad2078. Here's a part of the show where we go around the Twitter universe and see what's trending. Ja Morant's trending. That's not good. That's not a good trend there for Ja Morant. Caught with another video of him flashing a small gun. Scott Foster's trending, by the way.
Again?
Yeah,
What
Sixers
for?
Game 7.
He's doing it again?
That's what it looks like. I'm looking for the trends. Harden 1 of 14 in games of everybody loses to Scott Foster apparently. And the Philly fans are saying Harden is 1 of 14 in games officiated by Scott Foster. The Celtics are 34-2 in games officiated by Eric Lewis and his family are CC fans. Scott Foster and this guy in the franchise altering Game 7. Yep. 9 a.m. Eastern, May 14th. It looks like Scott Foster's going to be the chief crew chief.
All right. Obviously, the Dolphins are trending right now.
Why are they trending?
Because they've signed former Patriots first-round offensive tackle Isaiah Wynn.
Ah,
So that might explain the reason why those 3 offensive linemen were cut from the minicamp.
right. And then 2 days in, kind of one of those things. They're just gonna, give them a run, see how things go, and take it from there.
Well, we got competition in the right tackle position between Austin Jackson and Mr. Isaiah Wynn.
You know who else is trending?
Who else is trending?
Gilbert Arenas.
Really, Gil?
Just 24 hours ago, he went on a broadcast and said John Morant needs to lock it in this summer. Focus on nothing but basketball. Keep all the silliness out. Apparently, John Morant did not catch that video for Gilbert Arenas.
Just a little late there, Gilbert. Just a little.
He got it. No, he got it in. Yeah, he's probably saying it while the video was probably coming out. Oh, man, that's so tough right there. Oh,
now they're calling John Morant John Wick.
Yeah, I saw something like that. Oh, man. You got anything else that's trending right now?
Nick Nurse is trending.
Uh-oh, is he getting a job?
They're trying to say that maybe Nick Nurse going to Phoenix to be the head coach.
Ah, that would also make sense.
You do have he is a NBA champion, and he's an NBA champion head coach, so that could be a possibility. So yes, Nick Nurse to Phoenix is trending right now. And also Adam Silver is trending.
Yeah, I saw that.
Why is he trending? Oh, because guess what? John Morant's gonna have to go to the principal's office.
Oh, yeah.
So he's gonna have to explain to Adam Silver what's going on.
Yes, that is true. Michael Keaton is trending right now.
Michael Keaton?
And it really is just
because of Batman? Because of the new Flash movie?
Right, because of the new movie, but now people are just posting their favorite Michael Keaton movies online, whether it's Batman, whether it's a movie called Night Shift. I don't know if I've even seen Night Shift. That is old school right there.
I did see Night Shift.
Man, that one movie, Birdman, was terrible, bro. And I know everybody, oh no, you don't understand it. No, I understood it. I did not like Birdman. Did you ever see it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, really, I would tell you not to waste your time because it's just not really that good. But best Michael Keaton film?
Best Michael Keaton film?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, man.
Yeah, I'll go Beetlejuice. Yep. You got me. You won me over on that one. I wasn't gonna say Batman. He's not the first Batman I think about, to be honest with you. I thought Christian Bale was a better Batman.
Well, that's a good question. I think Keaton was the best Batman. Bale, you have to understand 2 different type of Batman. Bale was the Dark Knight, so it's a little bit different than the Michael Keaton portrayal of Batman, which was more of the kind of the 1960s Adam West television show variation. Christian Bale was more, it was the Dark Knight. It was darker. It was, intense. So, yeah. Personally, to me, though, my favorite Batman.
What's his name? J-Lo's husband.
No, not Affleck. Not
Ben Affleck.
It's not Affleck. I like Kilmer. I know not a lot of people like the Val Kilmer Batman. I like Kilmer as Batman.
Oh man, my guy Zion Williamson is trending. He's catching some shrapnel from John Morant because if you remember in that draft, John Morant, Zion Williamson.
We all, and the Knicks fans, we kill RJ Barrett, but at least we can count on RJ.
No, RJ's looking like a saint.
He's a saint.
Listen what people are tweeting. Zion Williamson, body falling apart under the stress of its own weight. John Morant rushes to find a gun anytime he sees someone on an Instagram live. RJ Barrett, get this, really solid playoff basketball player. Taking RJ every time.
Yes, I would.
Man, a lot of love for RJ Barrett's coming out of this one looking squeaky clean.
Because he is squeaky clean. He's not. Listen, think about that, Dan. Listen to this. Zion's missed half the games he's in his NBA career.
Yes,
and John Morant's he's about one incident away from being gone from the NBA.
Playing in China for at least a year.
While RJ, all he does is play hard and infuriate Knicks fans.
Knicks fans they roasted him, man.
But that's because we expect a lot from him. But I will say this: I will take his flaws, his basketball flaws, any day of the week over John Morant's personal flaws or Zion's body
physical flaws.
His body flaws.
Zion Williamson can't stay healthy and fit. John Morant suspended for flashing guns. RJ Barrett took a leap into the playoffs and will continue to get better. I'm taking RJ over them 100% of the time. Lots of love out there for RJ Barrett all of a sudden.
Come on, man. 2 months. They just spoke to you 2 months ago.
Was he that good in the playoffs? Because now everybody's saying how great he was.
He wasn't that great in the playoffs. He was all right. He was good.
Another person, Zion injured, Ja criminal, RJ Barrett only 22 and coming off a mostly tenacious playoff performance. Makes you think. A little revisionist history, I think, for RJ Barrett in the playoffs, because 2 days ago people were really giving him a hard time.
Yeah, he was 1 for 10.
Yeah. In a closeout game.
In a closeout game, but you know he's not gonna be in jail or being suspended by the team for.
And he is 22. They did bring up a good point. He's 22 years old.
So is Ja.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he's going to grow as a player in the playoffs and hopefully have more successful playoffs.
You don't have to worry about RJ. You're good with RJ. You're good knowing that you gave that young man the money, the bet. You gave him the bag, and he's not going to F it up.
I think he's all right. Yeah, I do think he's all right.
Ja, his decision making right now is
not even suspect. It's terrible.
It's definitely suspect. And we don't know what Zion can't get away from the French cuisine in New Orleans. I can understand.
He has that
great
body.
Food.
He has that body, man.
But he has the body that
he's gonna
have food. He gains 15 pounds.
He needs to learn from guys like, especially LeBron James and stuff, that like you can't go 100% all the time. You can't go 90-0 all the time. You're going to run yourself into the ground, and it doesn't sound good because we come from a society that you should always be going 100%. You should always go full speed. You should do this. You got to learn to push and pull a little bit, especially with a body like that, because it doesn't seem to be working, or it's only working half the time. So, oh man. Got anything else that's trending right now?
That's pretty much it, man. A lot of Ja Morant, a lot of Twitter, a lot of tweets about Ja Morant, call him Ja Wick. A lot of funny nicknames are being tweeted out.
So, of course, Mother's Day, that's trending right there, and we couldn't have it trending enough. Happy Mother's Day to everyone that is a mother, especially our mothers. But Get Lit is trending right now. Now, you might be saying, yeah, Sunday fun day, everybody's getting lit. You know, that bottomless brunch, man. Just keep the mimosas flowing. But no, actually, K-pop band, who is this? BTS. They released a song that has the lyrics "Get Lit, Let's Go" in it, and everybody's talking about Get Lit, and they're showing their love to all the K-pop bands and K-pop BTS and stuff like that. Jin. Do you like the old K-pop?
I'm not into it.
I like it. Do I sit around and listen for an hour and a half? No, but I'll throw it on there and stuff like that. New song, Get Lit. Stray Kids. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was BTS. It's Stray Kids. They dropped an exciting new video for their song, Get Lit. I might have to listen to that today when I'm, doing exactly that, getting lit. So K-pop world is crazy. Like K-pop world is really, really nuts. Like they have like these academies where basically they rent out like 4 stories of a building, and like one story is like boarding, the other story recording studios, and then like the other 2 stories, one's like dance, and they just like are trying to crank out the next big K-pop star in like Seoul, South Korea. It's like an academy. It's just crazy.
Wait, they have a K-pop academy?
Yeah,
like soccer.
Yeah, but it's intense. It's like
Barcelona
concentration camp, man. No, there's no free time. It's wake up, practice, work. You could be the next big thing, and I mean, like they just have tons of kids. So you're seeing this K-pop kind of just like cranked out, getting crazy.
Academy.
It's a K-pop academy, man. They're cranking it out, man. They're getting lit. Do you go to brunch ever? I'm not a brunch guy. I don't get up that early.
We've had this discussion already.
Okay.
Haven't we?
I think I did. I asked you.
No, did I have a discussion with you? No, maybe somebody. Yeah, man, no, we're not supposed to go to brunch.
Yeah, it's a girl's thing.
I'm sorry. We were talking about what's manly and what's not manly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Going to brunch. You a man. I'm sorry. A single man can't voluntarily go to brunch.
Yeah, like Vlad, if I came to you like, yo, man, you know what we should do one day? You and me, let's go to brunch.
Nah, I'm gonna smack you.
I ain't doing that, man. I don't want to go. First of all, a couple things. Number one, I don't need bottomless mimosas that bad. We hung over as hell the next day. Number two, I don't like meals that haven't made up their mind what they are. I want breakfast for breakfast. I mean, when I say breakfast, I can eat breakfast for dinner, but I'm not going to call it, I'm not going to mix it together. If I'm eating breakfast, I want breakfast food. If I'm eating lunch, I want lunch food. If I'm eating dinner, I want dinner food. I don't want a mixture of like scrambled eggs and hamburgers. Like, that's not exciting to me.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not wasting my day.
And like I said, bottomless mimosas, I don't drink a lot of champagne.
I like champagne and I like the mimosas, but you know what I like better? I like when my girl comes back from a brunch with after drinking bottomless mimosas.
Oh yeah, her and her girls been hanging out.
They are lit.
They've been
You
talking about
we
you.
are lit.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
lit.
And they've been talking about you. They've been drinking.
Oh, they talking about you and they talking about the things they want to do to you.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm gonna go home. He's gonna be waiting. Maybe you clean up a little bit around the place. So like, well, I knew you'd be out with your girls. Figured I'd clean a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be clean.
I tell her, man, go to many brunches during the football season. Let me get the house. Let me get my time from between 11 to 4. When you come back, we'll be all ready to go. But yeah, no, men. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, as I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah,
I'm not into the brunches.
I'm not a brunch guy. I've gone to a brunch. Miserable. I was miserable, bro.
Were you the only single guy there?
No, the only reason you go to a brunch is if you were with a lady.
Right. That's what I'm saying. No guys. No
Oh
single guys.
no, there was guys there too. I mean, there's like girls and guys. I mean, the women drag their guys there.
Because
like,
women can go there. That's their thing. Single women can go to brunches. That's their
oh
thing.
yeah, So we like the after effects of brunch, but we're not so
Love
much about
the after effects
going to the brunch.
because I'm not at the brunch.
Yeah,
So I love
perfect.
the after effects. But if I have to be in the presence of others at the brunch, no, I'm not excited.
I understand that. I concur, as they say. All right, up next, we're going to get you some headlines, and we're going to talk about how important it is to have a captain on your team in the wake of all the craziness that's going on in the sports world, plus some nay or day. That's coming up in the 1 o'clock hour here on 560 WQAM.
At Diamonds Direct, we know your first impression of us is probably bridal jewelry, engagement rings,
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
We're into hour number 2 of Sports Day on this Sunday, fun day, 560 WQAM, also on the Odyssey app around the world. And you can watch us on YouTube Live and Twitch. Just type in 560 WQAM. You can also text in 305-567-0560. 305 text in, Zion can afford a private chef. Yeah, he's got to be on one of those meal plans. Also, 786, never seen anyone be functional after bottomless mimosas. We're talking about going to the old brunch and how bottomless mimosas will get you sometimes, but sometimes you don't have to drink the bottomless mimosas for them to get you. Always very exciting, very exciting. It is Mother's Day. We'd like to extend a much love to our mothers and to all of the mothers in the world. There's a lot going on in the sports world. I woke up this morning and thought, okay, Game 7, 76ers Celtics. Everyone in South Florida is pretty much going to be watching because they want to see who the Heat are going to be playing next. Do you have any excitement about this game, Vlad? Is it something that you're like, ooh, I can't wait till 3:30 today?
No.
Really? It doesn't stoke you up?
I mean, it's exciting. I mean, obviously it's exciting. It's a great rivalry between Philly and Boston. And clearly down here we have, well, the Heat fans have a vested interest because they want to know where they'll be heading Wednesday to start the Eastern Conference Finals, but no, it doesn't really do it for me. And put it this way, Dan, it wasn't really doing it for ABC, ESPN, because if the Warriors-Lakers was going to be a Game 7, they would have been the television. They would have been a 3:30 game, while Boston-Philly would have gone to TNT at night. So,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, Lakers,
that's
Warriors,
right? So, I mean, it's a historic NBA rivalry.
Mhm.
They're going to show Larry, they're going to show Doc, they're going to show Barkley, they're going to show Mikhail Parrish, Moses Malone, Andrew Toney. They're going to show that. They're going to show all the classic moments in the Sixers and Celtics rivalry, but
all the fights.
put it this way, I would rather watch the game than go to a brunch. But I'm not stopping everything I'm doing just to watch.
I'm going to keep an eye on it. Probably after this, I'll go see my dudes, Giuseppe and Nathan. And I know Giuseppe likes the Celtics a lot. So I'll keep an eye on it, just kind of see what's happening. Maybe have a few
But
beers.
yeah, this is not stop what you're doing type of stuff.
This is not appointment like I have to today, 3:30, be parked in front of my TV. Because you know what? We figure we're going to get enough of them in the next series. We'll see enough of either Boston or 76ers in the next series. We've seen them enough this year. There's nothing new. There's nothing crazy about either of these teams that we don't already know. It's a 7-game series. Game 7 is always intriguing. If I got nothing else to do, I'll always watch a Game 7, even if it's two teams that I don't care about or that I particularly don't like. Game 7 can always be fun and exciting, but it's not a must-see, stop everything that you're doing game today. And, like I said, you're not learning anything new about either of these teams that you haven't already learned. If you're a Heat fan or the Miami Heat, of course, I'm sure that's it. Eric Spoelstra and the Heat are going to be watching with bated breath and taking notes and doing all that because they're going to be doing due diligence because they are that type of team and organization. So, yeah, we'll have to kind of see how it goes. Let's get into our headlines real quick. Let's start with that Game 7, Celtics 76ers, 3:30 today. Winner gets the Heat. Of course, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Wednesday at 8:30. Are you okay with the 8:30 tip, Vlad?
Yes, I like the 8:30 tip.
I'm a late night, great night guy. I never go to bed before.
I don't like the 9 p.m. tip. 8:30 is good. Game ends by 11. You're all right. You're good.
I never go to bed before 1 o'clock in the morning anyways, and I usually get off work kind of late, so I prefer a later start. But I understand if you have to work in the morning, how 8:30, and remember how they used to be at 9:30 tips? Whew.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are in the first or second round, but now that we're in the Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Finals soon, everything's going to be 8:30 to 9 p.m.
There used to be NBA Finals games that would be 9:30, which would mean they tip off at like 9:45.
Yeah, the stupidity of the networks. They so money hungry. Why would you start a game at 9:17, 9:18? Nobody's going to stay up to
what I'm saying is, for the West Coast, it's great, but like viewing on the East and the West Coast could be messy, especially the West Coast. So like, I think one year I went to go watch a national championship football game and I had to leave work because the kickoff was like at 5. Yeah, it was at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, wait, why are they kicking off at 5 in the afternoon? It's because they were trying to kick off at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So it was kind of messy there. But if you start 9:30, so it's 6:30 on the West Coast, but at the same time, like it's 9:30 on the East Coast. So the Central really gets it the best of all of them. And I've lived in the central
The
time
mountain
zone.
time is the best.
Yeah, but it's real. Yeah, but the mountain time's kind of slim.
2 hours, baby. 2 hours. You're good.
Yeah, central though. I've lived in central. It's easy viewing, man. It's easy viewing. I've lived in central. I've lived in the east, and I've lived in the west. And west is tough, man. Things
West
come
is
on real
great.
early. You've lived out there.
West is great.
You got to get up the butt crack of dawn to watch college football in the
you don't.
NFL.
No, you don't. It's 9 a.m.
9 8. That's a butt crack of dawn for me.
I don't know what the hell. No, 9 a.m. is pretty good. And guess what? I love the fact of getting up and football's on instead of watching all those pregame shows.
If you want to watch college game day in California, you got to get up at 5 a.m.
That's good. I don't have to watch college game day in California. I'll just get up and watch college football.
It is nice though. Like if you're going to a game out there, you wake up and there's already tons of games already in progress, whether it be college or pro, and you're like, oh man, okay,
This is why I always say
got something to do.
it's great watching NFL Sunday in the West Coast. You know why? 10 a.m. It's the early games. 1:25 is the late games, and then the Sunday night games at 5:30. So by the time the Sunday night game ends, which is 8:45, 9 p.m. Pacific, you still got the rest of your night to do.
It is true.
You still have the rest of your night.
Conversely, with the Dolphins, I got to get up early, start getting all my stuff done before 1 o'clock in the day, because after the game, I'm going to be of no use, and there's going to be games the rest of the day anyway. So yeah, you kind of have to do the flip side on the West Coast. You get up, get your game in, then you have the rest of the day to kind of just do what you want to do. Not bad.
I like it, man.
The Panthers already know that they're going to face the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals sometime this week. They have not given us official dates. They're still waiting on the West Coast games to finish. Carolina did restrict ticket sales for their series to only fans with North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Southern Virginia billing addresses. That is what you call an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth right there.
Messed up, man. Come on, man. Let the Florida fans be able to purchase some tickets and root on their team. That's nasty work, man. I get the country, because the Canadians would have just swallowed all those tickets up.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Carolina,
Yeah.
Florida.
And I mean, let's be honest, Florida isn't the best traveling fan base, the Panthers.
Right. And Carolina is not a destination you want to go to anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge Raleigh, North Carolina fan anyway, but
I got love for North Kakalaki, but nobody's trying to go to Raleigh.
It is the Eastern Conference Finals, though. 1996.
Durham, Chapel Hill. Nobody's trying to go there.
Raleigh? It's in Raleigh.
Yeah, I'm saying, but I'm just saying
That's the Research Triangle. Research Triangle, man. You can go visit a bunch of schools. You can run around, see some mountains, hit some breweries.
They're about to end, man. School's about to end. College is about
Yeah,
to
but
end.
I just like going on the campuses. I'll go to campus when it's closed, when there's no students on the campus.
Really?
I don't want to matriculate with students anymore.
But you want to go to campus when it's closed?
When it's like on weekends and stuff, I'll go and stuff like that.
See, that's the campus security calling you right now.
No, that's not campus security. You're allowed on campus at all times. It's just you can actually go to campuses in the middle of the night. Though they might ask you what you're doing there, but they're not closed. A lot of malls do that too. You can walk around the mall any time of the day, like the middle of the mall.
Oh, I know. Joe Rose does that.
Yeah, you can't go into the stores. They're not open yet, but yeah, you can walk around malls pretty much anytime.
Yeah, that's
a Joe Rose special?
Yeah, that's a Joe Rose special. He was walking when it was flooding. He couldn't get his exercise on, so he exercised at Sawgrass.
Do what you got to do.
The pretzels got to him though.
Oh yeah, man.
There's so much.
You walk by the Auntie Annie's and man, everything smells so good.
Fresh.
You want everything. You just want and it doesn't fill you up. You just keep eating. Oh man,
Mrs. Fields cookies.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Just give me like 8 dozen of them. I'll just eat them all.
Yummy.
Auntie Annie's. Oh, the smell, the butter. Oh, the pretzels. The Kraken, they defeated the Stars 6-3, sending that series to Game 7, while tonight, the Vegas Knights look to close out the Edmonton Oilers at 10. That series is 3-2. Just 2 days into Dolphins rookie camp, the team has released 3 offensive linemen, Jarrett Horst, Alex Jensen, and most notably, the U's, DJ Scaife. Stanford's rookie, Elijah Higgins, he has continued to transition from receiver to tight end. We'll see if he even makes the team. I remember when we drafted him, Vlad, we were live on the air, and we were like, he's a pretty decent receiver from Stanford, but I'm guessing he has the size to be a tight end. I'm guessing it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it is a work in progress.
I mean, anytime you're a 6th rounder, you're a project, probably most likely. And we'll see. Wish him the best. Hopefully he's a great tight end. Hopefully he can make all of our dreams become a reality when it comes to the tight end. And Dolphins just continue going on. We talked about this yesterday. Mike McDaniel said, rookie camp, schmookie camp. I'm going to the old Heat playoff game
He went to
6.
game 6 Friday night.
He was in his white linen best, man, getting the hang of things. Probably talking nonstop on the sidelines. The Canes football team have landed Reedley, California junior college transfer Shamar Kick. The receiver adds size and speed to the core, standing 6'1", 190 pounds. He had really good stats in his 2 seasons, but it's hard to tell because I don't know how competitive junior college is. I've watched Last Chance U, and it looks like there's like that upper echelon and then a huge void between the really good teams and the others in Division 3 or
there's a
junior
major
college.
gap. There's a major gap.
Yeah. So I mean, your stats may be a little elevated because you're playing up against guys who are trying to continue their high school careers. I don't know. The Marlins lost to the Reds again yesterday, 6-5. Sandy Alcantara went 7 2/3, giving up 6 and striking out 9. The two play again today. Sandy has not looked like Sandy this year. We've had a decent enough sample size. Is it time to start worrying about him a little bit, Vlad?
Oh, we should have been worried a long time ago. I was worried when I saw him play against that game against the Braves when his pitch count is so high, and he's only going through like 4-5 innings, and he's throwing 100 pitches. Yesterday was weird because he was in the game 7 2/3, but he had given up 4 runs.
They kept him in 1 or 2 batters too long.
Maybe they kept him a little bit too long, but his pitch count was decent. But
he got to like 106, 108, something like that.
It's not the same Sandy. It's not the same effect.
And I don't want to hear it. Oh, wait till he gets into form. And he didn't have to wait to get into form last year. I have heard this. The pitch clock has very much messed with him. It's messed with his rhythm and his head. He said last year, if things kind of started getting a little shaky, he was one of those guys that kind of took a step back, took a deep breath, maybe threw over to first a couple of times, slowed the game down. He's not allowed to do that this year. So he's still trying to transition and trying to figure out his game as it's been sped up. Now, if that's the case, don't hit the panic button yet. Don't be worried. You got to figure he's a professional. He's got a professional staff around him. He's going to figure it out.
Yeah,
if that's not the case, then we got to worry about some things.
I can't buy that, bro, because you've had spring training, you had the World Baseball Classic, you've had all these opportunities to get yourself
accustomed.
Get yourself used
acclimated.
to this, acclimated, accustomed. Get yourself used to this new rules, and he hasn't functioned very well this season so far. So panic button should have been pressed maybe 3 outings ago.
Well, we try to live in a black and white world and we say it's the pitch clock. I don't know. I think it's more in the gray area. I think the pitch clock kind of messed them up.
And maybe the hitters and they figure you out. When you're a Cy Young, they're gonna focus more on you. They're gonna study you. They're gonna study more film on you. So he just got to get his act together. That's all. Plain and simple. You just got to get his ish together.
Yeah, and I think that it's a bunch of little things. I think it's the pitch clock started him off. It kind of shook his confidence. Now it's kind of in his head. Yes, people aren't batting against Sandy Alcantara this year. They're batting against Cy Young winner Sandy Alcantara this year. It's a whole different level. You're getting everybody's best of the best. Another thing, his arm's a little worn. He pitched a lot last year. He's pitched a lot of pitches this year. And you know what? Some things probably just haven't broken his way. So I think it's a combination of a lot of different things. Can he correct it? I think he can. I think he's got the skills. But right now, it's just kind of a mission, a mash, and a mess. And for everyone that's saying, oh, no, he's totally fine, I don't see how you can say that. Let's be honest. You can't say Sandy Alcantara's fine right now.
No, you're not.
Not by his standards, definitely not by his standards. But
not by Cy Young standards.
Definitely not by Cy Young standards. But like I said, little by little, day by day, hopefully he can figure it out. We got Yuri Perez to worry about now. That kid looks great. Inter Miami moved up to 6th in the East after defeating first place New England last night, 2-1. Joseph Martinez scored another goal, and the Herons have now won 5 in a row. Next up, Nashville Wednesday at 8:30. Like I said, Phil Neville, right when you want to kick him out, he pulls you back
Wednesday?
in.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
So Wednesday, 8:30 game, Nashville.
So we have a Heat game and an Inter Miami game.
Yes, we do. That is it. And I mean, unless you have, Apple Plus, you really can't see the Inter Miami games, though. You can only hear them on our sister station, WFSF HD2. Or just go to the Odyssey app and go to WQAM 3, and that will be the game. Man, I used to love watching the games and listening to the games last year. Joe Malfa, Thomas Rongen. Now I can only listen. I don't get to see them very much. Inter Miami, though. Now looking, it's been a tale of 3 seasons. Start off 2-0 against 2 really good teams.
2-0, that 6-game losing streak, and then now
5 in a row.
5 in a row.
Of course, 3 of them have been MLS games. 2 of them have been US Open Cup. But hey, I'm feeling good now. And Joseph Martinez scoring. Hopefully the floodgates have opened. He is a former MVP. He's the quickest in MLS to get to 100 goals. He now has 101 goals. Sky's the limit. Leo Campana is back. I'm feeling good. Canes baseball team, they lost to Pitt yesterday 7-4. They are currently playing right now to determine who is going to win the series. Rafael Nadal has turned down a wild card offer for next week's Challenger tournament in Bordeaux, France, and is still undecided if he will play the French Open later this year. The Spaniard is suffering from a hip injury. You'd like to see him, though, make it out to the French Open because we know he's probably the greatest clay player of all time.
I mean, why wouldn't we want to see him playing the Rafael Nadal tournament?
Right.
I mean, that's what Roland Garros should be called. It should be called Rafael Nadal.
It'd be great. It's great for the game. It's exciting. It's cool.
He is the king of clay. Hopefully he gets healthy, man. It's like we said this yesterday. When you mentioned that Carlos is the new #1 player, that
Alcaraz.
Alcaraz. That it's good that they're promoting the new generation of talent, the new stars, because the Nadals, the Djokovic, and the Federers, their time is coming to an end right now.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz, USA. We'll see how he does. Of course, the reason I know so much about Taylor Fritz, he's been playing well, but also he was on that Breakpoint documentary series on Netflix. So good, man. He met his girlfriend on a dating app too, by the way. That's one of the things I always throw in there, just to let you know. Doing his thing. Congratulations. And we got one more thing to get to real quick. After 4 seasons, the Suns have fired Monty Williams. He had his time in the sun there. Pardon the pun. He was coach of the year a couple of years back and brought him to the finals, but now apparently he's lost the team and he's lost his job. So called that one good yesterday, Vlad. Real quick, though, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A woman with extreme face tattoos claims that she is banned from TikTok because people reported her too many times.
Reported her doing what?
Just for her look and for, being offensive to them.
Because of her tattoos?
She has a lot of face tattoos. Like her face is just basically just blacked out with tattoos.
I mean, it's her body. She can do whatever she wants.
It doesn't bother me, but I also have to say, when you enter into the world of face tattoos, there's certain things that come along with that.
I mean, we all got used to Mike Tyson's face tattoo.
Mike Tyson has probably the greatest face tattoo of all time.
Right. And also, you don't want his hands to touch your face as well. So therefore, you're not going to say anything. Good for her. Let her do her thing, man.
I have no problem with
as
face
long as
tattoos.
it's not offensive, there's nothing offensive on her face.
Most famous face tattoos. Mike Tyson, Post Malone. Who else is famous for having a face tattoo? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's not like I'm looking at people's faces. Oh, you got a tattoo. I mean, if it, you see it, but it's not something that you see all the time.
Lil Uzi Vert. No, that's a different thing he got in his face. Oh, goodness.
I mean, everybody's got some. I mean, I know guys used to tattoo like tears under their eyelids if somebody passed away or something like that. But nah, yeah, Mike Tyson's the only person that I can remember.
Love
that
that tattoo.
Face tattoo.
John Morant. He's got issues. He needs something in his life more than just his mom. We'll discuss that next here on 560 WQAM.
Listen to WQAM for Cat Talk.
Sunday Fun Day. Happy Mother's Day. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM. John Morant not making his mom, his teammates, his organization, not making a lot of people happy because last night he was filmed on Instagram Live, once again brandishing a gun. Got in trouble with the league last year, a lot of people last year, for brandishing a gun at a Denver area nightclub after a game. He got suspended 8 games. He said he had become a better man, that he had learned his lesson, and that he was going to just be so much of a better person. And then last night he does exactly that. The Grizzlies have gotten ahead of everything and said suspended. I mean, it's really easy to suspend him right now because
there's no team activities going on.
Yeah, so I mean, he's kind of suspended already, but at least there's some good PR saying you're suspended. He's going to be talking to Adam Silver. He's going to be getting a good suspension again, probably, and losing a lot more money.
I mean, Dan, think about it, Cousin. Because of the first incident a couple of months ago, they no longer are staying in the towns or cities that they're playing in. But then right after the game, they immediately take a flight out of those cities. So Memphis was playing Miami. They're not staying in Miami. They're not coming to Miami early, and they're not staying in Miami later. They're in Miami to play, and they're out of Miami the minute the game is over. And then, so you had that happen. So they're changing all these rules. Pretty much a lot of the things that players were privy to, a lot of things that they were able to do, they can't do that no more. They're not able to be free, to live like any normal young, well-paid individual would be. They can't do that no more, Dan, because of the incident that happened at the strip club and the showing of the guns the first time. Then you mentioned earlier he got in incident with a 17-year-old kid that he was supposed to be mentoring. He pistol whipped him, and then now you have this in a car with his friend, just being immature and just not thinking at all. And like you said, his boy was looking, you could at least give him credit. I mean, if that was what he was doing, he looked like he was like, we shouldn't be showcasing this. Like, you shouldn't be waving a gun on IG Live. He's got a lot of growing up and a lot of decisions he needs to make. Decisions where, these are right people I'm hanging out with, or these people have my best interest.
Got to start looking at yourself a lot. Yeah. What am I doing and who's around me? But that brings me to this next point. For the past 3-4 years, Heat Nation has kind of been divided on Udonis Haslem. Some people say he's taken up the last place on the bench. Who cares? He's a leader. He guides this team, puts them in the right direction. He's like an extension of the coach. Other people are saying, well, if he's that, why not make him a coach and get that last roster spot to someone that might play a little bit more than UD? After seeing what happened and what's happened the past 2 years with the Memphis Grizzlies and with John Morant this past couple of months, and after seeing, of course, what the Heat have done throughout pretty much their whole history, especially since UD's been there for 20 years, I'm saying it's a good thing they had UD on that team. Udonis Haslem has a place on this team. Actually, might still have a place on this team. I know he's retiring, but might still have a place that, if he wanted to come back, we'll take him back. And I'll tell you, UD does things that maybe don't always come up in the box score, but I don't know if you were watching or listening to the game the other day, but everybody started getting on the officiating. Scott Foster's fixing this game. Crowds chanting, ref, you suck. Ref, you suck. And you started seeing the Heat players looking around for help, like, we have the referees against us. UD, down by 14, cussed everybody out. Said, look at the scoreboard. Okay, they've shot 11 free throws. You're still down by 14. Whether the fouls are called or not, you're still losing this game. So don't put it on anybody but yourself. And guess what happened? The team rallied and got up by 1 at halftime. Those are the things that don't show up. Those are the things that a guy from the G League sitting at the end of the bench that might come in and play 3 minutes a game aren't going to do for you.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If you're the 15th guy on a roster, you're not playing much.
You might be in and out of the league a lot too.
If you're a young guy, you're probably in the G League,
right?
Whatever the
up
developmental league is. But if you're a vet, but if the 15th guy on your roster, the 15th player on the roster is a guy like UD, his value is not on the court playing, his values off the court, in the locker room, during timeouts. Making sure that the team understands what their assignment is, what their focus is, what the game plan is. Calling guys out when they need to be called out, because sometimes you get sick and tired of hearing it from a coach or assistant coach. But your boy, your peer, somebody you respect, if they call you out, you're gonna listen to it.
That's the thing.
You're gonna listen to it probably a little bit more, or it's gonna resonate more with you.
There is a voice, one voice, unquestioned voice when it comes to the players there playing for the Heat. Who's the voice for the Memphis Grizzlies? It's not Ja Morant, even though he's their best player.
It's not Steve Adams.
Steve Adams from New Zealand.
No.
They don't have that core that some people say, well, why are we paying this guy? I think now is evidence. If Udonis Haslem situation would have been in Memphis, you think Ja Morant would be getting into this type of trouble?
Nah, you beat the crap out of Ja.
He would be done.
And his father.
He'd be done. I mean, and that's the thing. UD doesn't just coach the team on the court and in the locker room. It's life. That's like your mom there. You used to go home, you did something bad at school, you were running the gauntlet. At least where I'm from, Vlad. You didn't just go home to your mom.
Oh, we were talking about this. Yeah, I was talking about this yesterday with my friend, man. Listen, back in the days, it was really a village.
Yeah, they're gonna come get you. The first come, first serve, by the way.
Before your mom beats your ass or disciplines.
And this is
you.
big on Mother's Day. Go ahead.
Right. Before your mom disciplines.
Oh no,
you.
she's getting you last.
That's the worst part.
She's waiting on you.
Your mom's gonna get to you, and that's the person you're afraid. But before your mom gets to you, Phyllis, Mrs. Johnson, like all the women, all the grown-ups, all the parents, because not only it takes a village, they look out for you. They making sure that you're not going down the wrong path. They're looking out. Maybe your mom is working, maybe your dad is working. So right now you're not being supervised. They're gonna supervise you. And now we're gonna get into the point because of this problem with Ja. Now we're gonna start now T. Morant's his father's gonna get
and he's been a distraction too.
Criticized. I just think his father's. I mean, it's always great when you see a father in the playing a significant role in their child's life, and you can tell he's very proud of his son.
Yelling and cussing at players and stuff like that, and trying to fight with Shannon Sharp and stuff like that. Maybe not.
But that's whatever. That's how.
It's good to see Usher back in the light, though, man.
That's a different. That was a different situation, but that's just ego right there. But Ja is messing up tremendous.
He's missing that role model, that discipline, that voice that Udonis Haslem has on this team.
He's messing up tremendously right now, and it's he needs to get his act together. Like, I know he's still young, and he should be able to, but literally, the basketball world was at his hands. Like, he literally was going to be the face of this league. Everybody was going to love the fact that the face of the league was in a small market like Memphis, because Memphis is not LA.
No, it's small,
but people were loved. The league wanted to go there. The league wanted to showcase that player and that team, and the team and the decisions that these players and the executives have made. It's been so far, at least this season, been terrible. And now they're going to be an interesting team during the offseason.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Dylan Brooks is not coming back by any means, they said.
Well, they said that. So are they going to look for vets? Are they going to look for good character guys?
Looks like they need it.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm saying this, and being a Pelicans fan and a lot of other fans, how come the Heat have so many undrafted, players? How come guys like Tyler Hero can come in as rookies and, not look like rookies and be seamless? Yes, it's the culture, but who is the purveyors and leader of that culture? Two guys, Udonis Haslem and Eric Spoelstra. Pelicans, you'll get a rookie, and it takes them a while. And you're like, well, why can't they just come in like the Heat? Why can't they have all these great undrafted players? They don't have that same setup, that same foundation that teams like Miami has. So Udonis Haslem might be the last guy on the bench when it comes to playing, but he's right up there when it comes to the organization and for what you're trying to do with this team. And Ja Morant could use a guy like UD, could use someone that's there. Because like we said, you make a mistake in school back in the day, you don't want to go home. But there's nowhere to hide. You go to your friend's house, your friend's mom, come here. I heard what you did at school today. No. They get to you a little bit on the way back home. Hey, come see. Oh no, you go see them. So finally get home.
Oh, and they'll tell, hey, Mrs. Lewis saying, or hey, Mrs. Day, Dan was doing this today. I saw Dan, or Dan got in trouble for this, or Vladimir got in trouble for this. They're gonna snitch on you. You're gonna be told, you're gonna get told on, and you're gonna get disciplined.
First of all, they take a little piece of you first. They break your will a little bit, warm you up for your mom, then bring you home. Come with me, pull you at home. Guess what he did today? You didn't have to wait for the teacher to call you or text you or do anything. This is what he did. Oh, okay, I'll take care of that. Oh man. And that's what heat culture is. Ja was probably popping off before it was videoed, but he didn't have someone like UD saying, that stops now. I'll beat your ass. He was, he's our best player. Don't get him upset. We don't want him to leave Memphis. So he didn't have that culture around him because, let's say he's probably done some things. These aren't the 2 times Ja's made a mistake and done something silly. So UD nips that in the bud real quick. Oh, you think that's funny? You think that's cool? Because UD will whoop you quick. He'll whoop you quick. The Heat will never let you know that. They'll never let that get out, rightfully so.
He nearly busted Jimmy Butler's face.
He almost punched his. He and Spo yell at each other. They get into it. But that's the thing. UD shuts it down real quick, and there's one unified voice, one player voice.
Taylor Jenkins is about to get fired, bro.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna fire him. I think they're gonna try to get a different voice, maybe an authoritative voice that can really get the best out of these young men and discipline. That's what the team needs most than anything. They need to be disciplined.
That's why they have been underwhelming in the playoffs the past couple of years. When they were a 2 seed, they've been one of the best teams
would
in the regular
Williams
season.
work there?
I think he would, at least for a little while. It seems like, yeah, I think he would. I think they would respect him a lot. He's very comforting, disciplined but very calm soul. So, and he lost his wife and stuff like that. So he treats the guys a little bit more like family, but still he's stern enough to do that. I think it would work there. I'm still high on Monty Williams. I know you lost you say he lost a little luster. I loved him with the Pelicans. I thought they never should have fired him. He went to the Suns. He started doing great with the Suns. I was like, great, look at this. Kind of fell off right there. But I think he'd be good there. I think he'd be good there in Memphis. But man, Ja's gonna get suspended bad, man. He's gonna get suspended bad. If he had 8 games for the first offense, second offense, in a league that does not want that image, I
think they lied for. I think they lied for him the first suspension.
Yeah,
I think he should have been suspended more, but they didn't want to lose that
too much.
That superstar, especially going to the playoffs, and with the likelihood of Memphis at the time, they could have gone against Golden State or the Lakers. They eventually went against the Lakers, but you wanted to have him. You wanted to showcase him in that first round series. So. Yep. That's why it was 8 games. I thought it should have been more, but now what are you going to do now? Because he's doing this is not during. The season's over for Memphis, and this wasn't in any NBA facility. But clearly, he has a problem. He has a problem that needs to be addressed right now, and a lot of people are upset with the way Adam Silver handled the first suspension. I really want to see what they're going to do this time.
I'll say this. One thing I've learned from this day and this situation, this 100% has made me sure that Miami made the right decision in keeping Udonis Haslem on the team, playing on this team. From now on, I will never question that. I'd like to have him back next year, to be honest with you. Not as a administrator or anything like that, but I'd put him back on the bench. He doesn't want to, or he says he doesn't want to, but I'd have no problem with him coming back next year as a player again. Today's taught me that.
Yeah, today's waking up and listening.
That's the 100%.
Yeah, and waking up and listening to the news, I was like, wow, you know what? This is the day that if Miami fans are saying heat culture, this is why everybody loves heat culture. This is one of those days, like, you know what? If you're a Heat fan, you were happy to have that culture that you have, the culture that Riley, Spo, Harrison, and Mickey Harrison has provided, and the togetherness, the family vibes, bro. The family vibes that this team has. And we can make fun of it for sometimes being a little bland, but you can't make fun of it for being steady. And that's one thing. You only make fun of it because it's successful. That's one thing. You know what? When something's successful, we get tired of it because it's bland. We're used to it already. We want something new, but that's why they're successful. We got guys answering their mom's phone calls and press conferences.
doing press conferences together, joking around, having fun. Spo, yeah, he had a solo cup, for lack of a better term, the other day. That's the craziness the Heat culture has going on. Look at all the other craziness in the league. You know what? We
Yeah.
take that culture every day.
Yeah, suppose he's drinking whatever he's drinking in a red cup, and he's not divulging that information when a reporter asks. Memphis is just free, just freely just showing
Laissez-faire, just go.
just showing guns and showing their stupidity on the air. I mean, on IG, on social media.
Well, we're going to take a listen at some of the things that happened, and we're going to let you know whether it was smart or stupid in a little something we call Nay or Day next here on 560 WQAM.
Humankind's most personal device.
No, we're not in the hype machine of the NFL. It's just that we all know what's real and we all know what's not real. The NFL is a brand. It's real. NBA, like those professional organizations are real to us. That's why we stop and watch. That's why we take notice of what's going on with those organizations. They are professional. Sorry, USFL. I'm sorry, XFL. You're not, what is it? The Arlington Defenders?
It's the DC Defenders that lost. Arlington Renegades.
Arlington Renegades. Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, just gotta say it's a big time nay for me for the simple fact that I can't watch it. I've tried and I just can't. I'd rather be bored doing other things than watching XFL. So double nay right there for
I would
the
go
old
to brunch before I go to an XFL.
Oh, yeah, definitely. At least I got bottomless mimosas there. Oh,
There you go.
Goodness. Next up, RG3. He was actually drafted by Dan Snyder and the Washington football team, for lack of a better term. So do you think RG3 had any loyalty to his former owner, Dan Snyder, who recently has made plans to sell the team?
Oh my gosh, Phil. Yes. Come on, man. Listen, the fans, I'm sorry. Let me calm down. The fans have been waiting for this moment for, it feels like a decade. Yeah. Okay, so to announce it and finally have finality, this is going to be the group. This is going to be your owner. That group has so many DC ties in it. It's going to make the fan base understand that these guys know what they've been going through and they have a path forward to help rebuild this team to be where it needs to be, which is one of the top grossing teams in all of the NFL. So I'm over here punching air in a good way for the fans because I know it's a party in my city right now.
So, Vlad, is that what RG3 said? Bye-bye, Dan Snyder. I am so happy we have new management, new owners for the Washington Commanders. Is that a nay or a day?
That's a day.
Yeah, you got to go.
You got to be happy. I have a lot of Commander fans, a lot of friends who are Commander fans, and they've been waiting for this day for the past 10, 12 years now. This guy just run this franchise to crap.
Yeah, he hasn't even just put out a bad product. He's put out a toxic product. In that he didn't want to change their name from their previous name, said, I'm doing what I want to do. I own this team. Reports from independent sources came out that there was toxic work environment, that there was sexual harassment, and he was really unapologetic about anything. Dan Snyder kind of plays by his own rules, which are, in my opinion, the wrong rules. And we've also at least heard from some people that, as you heard, RG3, no loyalty, no real love for him. We've heard nothing. I've heard nothing but bad things about Dan Snyder. I don't know about you.
I know about Dan Snyder, and I've heard no good stories about him. None.
Maybe the nightmare is over. Of course, Arvarici, who always joins us on the Twitch page, he actually lives in the DMV area. He says everyone is excited and optimistic. I remember the days when the Washington football team, Commanders, R-word, was one of the most storied franchises in professional sports. Joe Gibbs, Super Bowls, everyone had their gear. It was so great. And now it's like nobody really cares about them. It's one of those things. They've just become irrelevant and not that great. And even when they made the playoffs a couple of years ago, weren't they like 7-9 or they might have had a losing record?
Yeah, they were. And then Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
The Chase Young's rookie year, they won the division with Taylor Heineke and they lost to the Buccaneers, who eventually won the Super Bowl. But remember, that was the thing. The Commanders gave them, the football team gave them the toughest, Tampa, the toughest challenge on their way to the Super Bowl.
So if you are a Commanders fan or a Washington football fan, or if you're just in the DMV area, you're probably very excited right now, and rightfully so. Out with the bad, in with the good. That's a big time day from RG3 right there. Just being honest, and also not just being honest, but saying he's really excited for the fan base, not just for himself and not just for the organization, because that's really what it is all about. Last night we had a game 6. What's sweeter than game 6? It's game 7.
The final seconds tick down. The crowd to their feet. The Seattle Kraken have staved off elimination. Do or die. Winner take all. A trip to the Western Conference Final on the line on Monday night in Game 7.
Vlad, nay or day?
Day, man. It's game 7, man.
Yeah, who's not to love a day Game 7. Also excited for a fan base once again like Seattle, where you've only been around for 2 years. It gives you something really to dig your teeth into, get excited about, maybe even really grow that young fan base, because nothing helps a fan base become stronger than a little bit of winning right there. And then you put a Game 7 in the mix.
Like you said, second year of the franchise, Seattle, which was a great basketball town. I've been there many times. They love sports. They love their teams. They love cheering and rooting on for any sport. You see how the Seattle Sounders.
The Mariners do great.
Mariners do great. Sounders do great for MLS.
Seahawks die hard. Legion of Boom.
12th man. The 12s. It's a great moment for Seattle sports. Hopefully the Kraken can continue this and win Game 7 on the road, so that they could be Seattle can enjoy the Western Conference Finals.
I'll tell you, as a Pelicans fan, a fan from a team in a small NBA market that sometimes they underperform when it comes to fan base wise, the city of Seattle makes me a little nervous because they deserve an NBA team. And they're not going to be taking the Knicks and moving them to Seattle. They're not going to be taking the Lakers. They're not going to be taking the Heat. If you're Oklahoma City, if you're New Orleans, if you're Sacramento, if you're one of those teams, you always kind of in your rearview mirror keep an eye on Seattle, because they have a proud tradition of basketball there. And they have a thriving, growing city that loves sports and that are good fans. Seattle needs a team. I don't know where they're going to get them from.
They're going to get a team. They're definitely going to get a team.
New Orleans is in the West. It would make more sense to be, instead of like the Mississippi River, be all the way out west. Oklahoma City, watch out too. Sacramento, watch out. You're in the West also.
Yeah, you're either Seattle or Vegas, man.
Oh, man. Seattle does this. What team do you think is most likely that if, let's say tomorrow they decide, you know what, Seattle, we're not going to give them an expansion team. We want to keep everything kind of even in the NBA. Who do you think they take a team from and give it to Seattle? Sacramento makes the most sense to me.
Sacramento makes the most sense, but I think Sacramento also makes sense to go to Vegas as well. But I don't know what you're going to do. Vegas there's a lot of money involved with Vegas. There's so many opportunities, so many avenues for revenue, but Seattle, you owe them.
Another good question. How many years till Vegas has all the major sports teams?
Well, the A's are moving to The A's are moving to Vegas, so that would be 3.
So you just need,
and you would need an NBA team.
And you need MLS team.
It's 4 major programs.
They'll definitely get a soccer team eventually. MLS is expanding across the country.
They'll get soccer, but they have an F1 race. They have all the big fights.
They have built-in ticket sales. I wouldn't say a fan base. No, they do have a fan base, because you got Henderson out there. It's growing. But anybody, you go to town to Vegas, what do? You can't gamble you can gamble 24/7, but you go to the game. Let's go to the game that's in town that weekend.
It's another,
and you can
event.
gamble on it. You can gamble on it. You can live gamble on the game.
Maybe let's go to Vegas. All right, you take me to. You can go to your game if you take me to a show.
Yeah, the biggest game in town right now. I don't know. Could it be the Heat? Could it be the Panthers? I think it's pretty 50-50 right now, depending, especially if you're in Miami-Dade or in Broward. But nonetheless, Bam Adebayo was asked recently about what was kind of going on with the Heat in those play-in games and why were they so close.
I feel like we took the first one for granted. I feel like we thought we was gonna come in and just win, and knowing that other people are desperate enough to try and get in the playoffs just like us, we put ourselves in that position, and the next game we had to be better, and we had to figure out how we were gonna get in the playoffs.
Nay or day on that, Vlad?
This is a day. He's right. They had to figure it out. It's good for them it's good for him to admit it, because I don't understand. This is totally weird to me how this team, because I believe in the Bill Parcells saying, you are what your record says you are. You are what your record shows. And they were an inconsistent, 44-38 team.
Mm-hmm.
And they got their ass handed to them by Atlanta in the first playing game. And we were 3 minutes away, 2.5 minutes away from losing the second playing game. And now they've won 9 of the last 12 games?
Yes.
Probably the best mark in those, the last 3 weeks, playing the best basketball in the postseason.
Yeah, 9-1.
Yeah, they played the best basketball in the postseason. So therefore, it's definitely a day, and congratulations to the Heat.
I like it as a day for 2 reasons. Number one, I appreciate his candor and honesty, but number two, I'm kind of playing the result. all's well that ends well. You can always be honest and cool and say, yeah, we took it for granted, but everything's cool now. Now, if they would have lost both playing games and he'd be like, we took it for granted, be like, why'd you take it for granted? Come on.
If they lost both playing games, he wouldn't be talking right now.
Yeah, exactly. No one would be listening either.
He'd be somewhere in some island, some cabin or resort chilling. He wouldn't be in the grind of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals.
Speaking of Spo, after they clinched the series against the Knicks, he gave a little kudos to a certain someone.
Closeout game was a nod to our president. That was fully in his image and personality. We'll definitely take it. There's been nothing easy about this season this year, and that proved to be true in our closeout game. That was just an absolute grind. I tip my hat. We all tip our hat to the New York organization.
Nay or day? I'm gonna go nay because
I don't. I mean, what do you want me to say?
I'm gonna go nay because why get Joe Biden involved, man? Like Joe Biden had nothing to do with that closeout game.
No, not that president.
He's the president.
Yeah, their president. His president.
Oh no! I mean, look. Whether you voted for whoever, it doesn't matter. There's only one president of this United States, and it's Joe Biden.
No. There's other president. It's his president of the organization that he coaches.
Oh, he's talking about Pat Riley?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Duh.
I thought just Joe Biden, you got the national defense and everything like that. Maybe he likes some defense and grind it out.
No. He said that the win was for Riles because it's exactly in his image.
Oh, okay.
That was no image of Joe Biden.
Good job. Day to you for figuring that one out, man. You got to be a little more specific. Nay for a lack of specificity on that one.
He did say, he wanted to win this for Riles. We all know there's a relationship between Riley and the Knicks. So, that's the beginning of this rivalry when Riley left the Knicks, faxed his resignation papers, and then 3 hours later was doing the limbo with in a Carnival Cruise Line. So Spo shot it out, giving his president props, and also giving the Knicks props as well. I don't care. I don't know if it's a nay or a day, but it's always good to keep the boss happy.
Oh,
how about that?
Interesting. Up next, Vlad, I need to know what you did last night. Mine was pretty interesting. We're going to talk about that. Plus, we're going to get you caught up with everything that's going on in the world and the sports world here on 560 WQAM.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Whether you're a mother of 100 or a mother of one or a mother of a dog, a cat, a bunny, or you just adopted a child, God bless you. Thank you for your motherhood. Vlad and I have been celebrating that all day. Women are very, very prominent in our lives, very strong in our culture. So we always try to give them their flowers, literally and figuratively. Vlad got his mother a teddy bear. I got my mom some seasoning and some spices that I saw on Shark Tank. But last night was not Mother's Day. Vlad, I see you walking around a little bit and seemed like, you're trying to just kind of get things going a little bit.
Oh yeah, man.
What did you do last night, though?
Nothing, man. Kick back with friends and just had some drinks.
Huh? Well, when I'm breaking down, I'm always excited about what people are drinking. Maybe it's a flaw in me, or maybe it's not. Maybe it means something's wrong, maybe not. But what are we drinking?
Some Sam Adams beers.
Oh, nice.
And some vodka and tonic.
That's not bad, man. You got a little twist in there?
What, lime?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a lime guy.
Okay,
well, because I wasn't at a bar. It was, we just back in the back.
It's weird to buy a bunch of limes.
Yeah, I'm not lying. Yeah.
You got limes everywhere. Oh, it's not good. Yeah, well, I'll get a gin and tonic a lot if I'm at a bar and I want liquor. I usually drink beer, but they ask me for a twist.
I got to start with beer, bro. I got to start with beer. Because you know why? I might just want to be. It might just be a beer day where I just don't want to.
Feels like every day's a beer day for me.
Well, look, I would love every day to be a beer day, but sometimes it's just a beer day, and sometimes you might do beer and a couple of shots, get some drinks in.
Sam Adams, man, that's a solid quality, strong.
Can't go wrong with Sam Adams, man. Can't go wrong with Sam Adams.
So I had a somewhat interesting night. It wasn't crazy like my.
Oh, wait a minute! Hold on. Let's get into this. Didn't you go by the Coldplay?
Candlelight, yeah. Coldplay Candlelight.
Yeah, Candlelight, Coldplay.
So I got it started off right, man. I get off of here. My first stop immediately once we get off the air.
Yeah, we got to go see our boys.
Manny and Don Julio over there at Jensen's Liquor Store right around the corner. Go there, grab a couple Mango Ritas, some Prestige beer.
Yes.
So I started putting a couple of those down, and I decided, you know what I want to do? I want some Italian food. So in my neighborhood in North Beach, there's this great Italian restaurant, becoming one of my favorite, if not my favorite in Miami right now, called Cafe Primo Pasta. So I decided on the way, I got to stop at the neighborhood dive bar, of course, get one more drink in before I get my food. I need to wait like 20 minutes. So I stopped by Bob's Your Uncle in North Beach right there on 71st. And then right down on 71st is Cafe Primo Pasta. So I'm feeling pretty decent. Get to Cafe Primo Pasta. Huge shout out to their bartender, Henry, one of the best bartenders, nicest guys you'll ever meet. We're talking sports, we're talking food, we're having a great time at Cafe Primo Pasta, bartender Henry and I. So I had to buy a drink from him, of course, even though my food's getting a little cold. It don't matter. I'm having a good time.
Okay.
So then I go back, Cafe Primo Pasta. The food is absolutely fantastic. Once again, thanks to Henry and those guys. I did not stop at Bob's Your Uncle on the way back because that's enough. Enough is enough. I got to get to this Coldplay Candlelight. I didn't know what to expect because, like I said, I didn't open the link, to be honest with you. I did get asked the question, well, you know what it is, right? I said, yeah, of course.
I asked you that same question.
I know. And you notice how I deflected real quick.
I was like, you don't know what it is, do you?
Luckily, I had food. So I was like, oh, look, pasta. It's going to be great. I had no idea. It could have been something that maybe I didn't want. So, okay. So it's at this place called Scottish Rite Temple, which is like a former church/temple that they turned into a performance hall.
Okay.
And it's right there by the Miami River.
Okay.
So I get to it, and it's this huge church-looking thing with candles everywhere. Not real candles, fake candles, but I mean candles everywhere. So I start walking up, and let me tell you, Vlad, good-looking crowd.
Nice.
Good-looking crowd.
Nice.
Now, Big Lynn always said this: you're a hard dog to keep on the porch, and you better watch those wandering eyes because they're going to get you in trouble. Man, I had to catch myself a few times last night.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you were wandering.
Good-looking crowd.
Okay, so you were wondering.
So you get in there, and it's like the scene from Eyes Wide. Well, okay,
let
me be careful.
Which
it's
scene
like
from
the
Eyes
setting.
Wide Shut?
It's like the setting of what scene in Eyes Wide Shut, without any of the physical activities going on. There's candles everywhere, thousands of candles everywhere. Stage,
hence candlelight.
Hence candlelight. Stage is just complete candles on the ground with a small little performance space. And I'm like, okay, I think I got this. Unless it turns into Eyes Wide Shut. In that case, I also got this. I'm good. It's going to be weird, but it's good. So finally, this 4-piece string 4-piece, a string quartet comes out and starts playing Coldplay songs. And it was, to me, it was really
Anybody
cool.
singing? No singing?
See, and that's what I was getting to. You know, they didn't say, they said, this is not your traditional concert, you know, please don't, you know, get buck wild and, you know, throw beers or do anything like that, but feel free to sing along, feel free to do this. But I think out of respect for the string quartet, people didn't like, every once in a while they'd start kind of some people would kind of sing along to Milk Club, and I thought that was great. I was like, this is awesome. But then most of the time they were mostly quiet and just enjoying and listening to the music. And I was like, man, I kind of like the people singing. Like, you know,
Was this really your crowd?
this is my crowd.
Was it more, like this?
Oh, that's a good looking crowd, man.
There's a good looking crowd, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's your type of crowd.
Well,
because when I asked you that because you said they were playing the music, and that was the weird feeling, because out of respect for the quartet, they didn't want to sing. They wanted to experience the instruments,
The instrumentals.
right?
Yeah.
But
People were drunk though, man. When I walked in,
you're at a concert, you're
hot,
listening to
drunk women.
Coldplay. You're definitely gonna want to sing some. You want to say the
Yeah.
words to the songs.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. Number one, as a guy singing Coldplay songs, you kind of look a little, especially, and it was a couples crowd too, a lot of couples crowd. So like a lot of the guys probably were like, I was humming along because I'm not good with lyrics, but I know all the songs. And I guess some of the women didn't want to sing
Were they
along.
dancing? Was dancing going on?
Every once in a while, you'd see somebody wave their arms. But no, it was very reserved. And I thought that maybe the people should have let loose a little more. That would have helped my experience. But I loved it. And, you know, I've been in the radio and music industry forever. So, I mean, I've heard 1,000 Coldplay songs 1,000 million times. So I knew all the songs. I loved it all. It was a great experience. I just wish the crowd was a little, the musicians were fine. I wish the crowd was a little more rowdy. But, you know, it was nice. Now I got Coldplay songs stuck in my head. Like I've been singing The Scientist all morning. Take it back to the start. Look at the stars. Singing Yellow. The song with Chainsmokers. Something just like this. Just like this. But yeah, so it was interesting. I definitely didn't make a fool of myself.
Good.
So,
You know,
figured as much. So it was a good experience. If you ever get to go, and they have other bands, they do, you know, Star Wars, they do all types of other things.
Star Wars.
Yeah, if you're into that. But
Could you imagine that?
they're doing
event?
Metallica and Radiohead. You know, like, so if you're into the bands and you like that kind of orchestra stuff, or at least just something different, I would definitely say go to it. Like I said, I don't know what the Metallica crowd will look like, but that Coldplay crowd, whoo, count me in.
Yeah, I would love to see how that Metallica concert would go.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
How you're not gonna sing the words and want to?
yeah, they're gonna get into
You're
it.
gonna have to get into
They're
it.
gonna get into it.
But all right, that was good, man. So you had a good time.
It was a good time. Yes, very good time, man.
You didn't go. You went by yourself.
No.
Was your date happy?
That's what I said. Yeah, absolutely. It was cool. That's cool. That's what I said. You got to be careful with the wandering eyes.
No, but I'm
man.
saying, okay, but she was happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Great times, man. I mean, you get to spend time together and watch music, listen to music. I'm not talking for a minute because you and I.
It was reasonably priced too, right?
I don't know. That wasn't.
Oh,
that
she
wasn't
copped
me.
it.
Yeah, I bought the dinner and everything else.
Yes, you got to go. Yeah, that's
And you and I know how to talk, so sometimes a break from us talking can be worth its weight in gold right there too. So
there you go.
well, that's our culture, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You go to a Haitian or a Cajun get together, whoo!
Oh, there's talking.
There's never a moment of silence ever.
There's a lot of talking and movement going on.
Ever a moment.
There's a lot of talking and movement.
Even if we're eating, you know, how sometimes when people eat, they're quiet. I did no.
Crazy. You ever seen a Haitian eat? Unless the food is so damn good that they don't want to talk to you, they eat. They'll talk to you.
Even that. Oh man, this is good. Oh, this is good. Oh, well, how'd you cook this?
And then back to politics right after they say that.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, you know. And
you want to know what I think? No, please, no.
While they have a fork all over the the griot and and they're eating. And I tell you something.
Listen to this.
Listen to this.
Listen,
man. Listen to this.
Yeah, you always got to be told to listen. As if you're not listening. You're like, oh, what? Yeah, no, listen. No, listen. I got you. I'm listening. And then after you heard, as we do in the South, you heard me? You heard me?
You understand?
You understand? Yeah. Like, well, since I listened to the whole thing, I shook my head and agreed. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. You listen to me.
Listen to me. You heard that? You understand? I got you. And then I actually went back and saw a movie with Bill Murray that I've been wanting to see forever, St. Vincent, which was a very good movie, but it's basically Gran Torino light.
Okay.
It's the more family-friendly version of Gran Torino.
Okay.
So if you have a choice to watch either one, it depends if your family's around, but I would see Gran Torino first.
Yeah, the one with Eastwood.
Yeah, that movie. Woo. Speaking of a movie, in just a couple of minutes, well, maybe an hour, Game 7, Celtics versus 76ers.
I hope it's a movie.
I hope it's a drama. Winner gets the Heat Wednesday, 8:30 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Panthers, they know they're facing the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals. We just don't know what day this week.
I think it's going to be Thursday.
Oh, yeah, maybe Wednesday, though. They'd probably like to stick them at the same time as the
if there's was it Vegas and Edmonton tonight? If
that is
Edmonton
that's
wins,
Game 6, yes.
Right, if Edmonton wins, Game 7 will be Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah.
In Las Vegas. So unless they're going to start the playoffs immediately, like the Eastern Conference Finals the next day, I think Thursday will be the first day.
And, of course, the Kraken and the Stars, they still have some unfinished business.
Yeah,
they have a
play
Game 7 coming
tomorrow.
That Vegas Edmonton series has been an absolute treat. You don't know what's going to happen. Goals are being scored all over the place.
You can score 4 goals and your team will still lose.
Yep, Draisaitl did that. Leon Draisaitl, good job. 4-piece, lose 6-4. Vegas just undeterred against that. But I could see that series going anyway. I could see tonight's game going anyway. I'd like to see Edmonton win just because that's been such a fun series to see a Game 7. Woo! And of course, teams wearing themselves out more and more and more, and we're just sitting there relaxing, although we're playing a team that's relaxing also. But still, if you were to advance to the NHL Stanley Cup, wear yourselves out. We'll take you. We'll go. Canes football team have landed Reedley, California junior college transfer Shamar Kick. The receiver adds size and speed, standing at 6'1", 190 pounds. The Marlins, they are underway right now. They lost yesterday to the Reds. Can I get one win? Can I salvage this weekend a little bit? It's 0-0 in the top of the third. Jazz Chisholm hurt himself yesterday, Vlad. We saw that. Not good. That's not good. He ran into the wall trying to catch a fly ball.
Yeah, that didn't look too good. Hopefully it's he misses a couple of games. That's it.
Luis Arraez. Ooh, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., my favorite player outside of the Marlins, is at bat right now for the Toronto Blue Jays. That had to be his pops was my favorite player growing up. He had to be yours too, right? Maybe not.
Why? Because we have the same
first
first
name. Yeah. Like my favorite newscaster was Dan Rather because we had the same name. I'm just saying, it's true.
So what? Is my favorite politician supposed to be Putin?
Yes.
No.
Or Vladimir Lenin.
We can go with Lenin. But I'm not going with Putin. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one, especially down here in South Florida, man. I'll give that one.
Yeah, no. But
stay away from Hollandale Beach.
Your girl has been bad to you, man. She's you lost 2 times this weekend.
So not a very good, not such a good Cincinnati team. Got swept by the Braves. Home games too. Just save the weekend. Let's have a good Sunday. Mother's Day. Let's do this.
I think that's a terrible gift as a child. If your gift was taking your mother to the Marlins game as a Mother's Day gift.
Unless that's what they wanted.
Gift.
If they wanted it, then that's okay. There's a lot of mothers in the crowd, though. I see. When I say a lot, I mean a lot for that game. I'm just saying. Inter Miami, they moved up to 6th in the East after defeating first place New England, who was actually in first place last night, 2-1. Joseph Martinez scored a goal, and the Herons now won 5 in a row. Next up, a pretty good Nashville team Wednesday at 8:30. Canes baseball team, they've gone 1-1 against Pittsburgh this weekend. They're playing right now to see who will win the series. And after 4 seasons with the Suns, Monty Williams, the head coach, has been fired. He was once coach of the year and went to the finals. 2 games away from winning the finals, by the way. That was 4 years ago.
Dude, if you win coach of the year, you're getting fired. And if you win an NBA championship, you're getting fired.
Isn't that crazy? Like nowadays, you don't want to be coach of the year in any league, it seems like.
You might not even want to win a title.
Well, you probably want to have that.
I mean, look what happened to Frank Vogel 2 years later. He gone.
Yeah, I think that was less about Frank Vogel.
Mike Budenholzer, 2 years later, he gone.
Once again, that was more about the players than the coach right there.
Nick Nurse, 3 years later, he gone.
That was about the team getting really hot right there. Kawhi Leonard not getting hurt.
I'm just saying.
Although Nick Nurse, I think of those 3 coaches, he's probably a little better than the other 2.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
I think Nick Nurse, he's top 5 coach in the NBA.
He'll land on his feet. No worries.
He might probably end up in Phoenix. If
that's what the trend was as we listened and we looked earlier at hashtag what's trending. Speaking of trending, let's trend our way into the day spa. Someone actually did text us. I think it was Sergey saying that Ja Morant needs to step into the day spa. Man,
he might shoot it up.
That's the thing. We're not patting people. Well, patting people down in day spa. It's kind of. That's for later. A woman upset after not being invited to her group of friends Mother's Day celebration. The group of mothers/friends said she wasn't invited because she was not really a mother. But she says, I'm mad because I am a dog mom, and that counts.
Oh, come on.
I would never be upset. Like someone didn't invite me out to Father's Day because I'm a dog father.
Come on, lady. Come on, please. You're not a mother of a physical human being.
Human being.
Yes, stop.
So
But
do we have to
dog
specify
mom,
nowadays?
What's the conversation she's gonna have with the group of mothers when it's like, oh, little Lisbeth said her first words? When you gonna say, oh yeah, little Chloe had her first bark, huh?
Got a point there.
You know what I mean?
You got a point
like,
there.
Oh, they finally I don't have to. They're not wearing Pampers anymore. They know how to use the bathroom. Are you gonna tell me like, oh yeah, little Spike now doesn't little Spike
go in the yard.
He knows how to go outside in the yard. Come on, man.
There was a time when you didn't get invited to something, didn't have to have an explanation. You just said, yo, invite me next time. I'd love to go. And that was the end of it. Now I need an explanation. I need to be mad. I need to tweet about it. I need to do social media.
It's the fear of missing out. We all don't want to be left out.
How much are you going to miss out on a Mother's Day celebration with a group of your friends?
I mean, I'm not a woman. So
Might have been a male stripper.
Nah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I think they would call her if she needed that. If you're a dog mom, you definitely need to see some type of male strippers.
Okay, Vlad, you and I disagree about something.
We disagree about many things.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. Oh, by the way, one pundit has come out and vehemently backed one of us. Who will it be?
I don't know who it is, but the way you sounded, he's probably backed you up.
We'll find out next here on 560 WQAM.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line at 30556.
In just a few hours, the Miami Heat, along with the rest of us, will find out who they're going to be facing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Will it be the 76ers? Will it be the Celtics? Vlad and I are divided, even though we are cousins. I say, as a Heat fan, I would prefer the 76ers because it gives us a better chance to win. It's a better matchup. You say, Vlad.
I think you should go against the Celtics. Familiarity. You know this team very well. And you don't have to go against the MVP.
Well, one pundit has spoken up.
A pundit.
So an article written by our dude, Ira Winderman in the South Florida Sentinel says that he spoke to a scout that is in the NBA, needed anonymity because he scouts or she scouts for another team in the league. So it's an anonymous scout has weighed in on who the Miami Heat should want to play. And the answer is, and I quote, you'd rather play Philadelphia. Their depth isn't as good. They're very, very reliant on James Harden, and he's been extremely up and down. I kind of said that. Now, the scout also went on to say, Embiid is a given. How is Bam Adebayo going to do against him? As well as anybody. He's going to get his 29. But James Harden is defensible. Not indefensible, but defensible. Miami's got a bunch of guys who can guard him, and they're too dependent on him. And then the rest, Tyrese Maxey is great, but you're seeing what's happening with Tobias Harris. When it counts, he is a no-show. I agree. Agree 100% with that. Now, on the other side of the coin, the question is asked, so conversely, why wouldn't the Heat want to face the Celtics? If they win Sunday, it'll mean their confidence is back. They'll have won an amazing 6th and 7th game, so their confidence is back. Unlike the 76ers, their subsidiary players step up. That shows the quality of their depth is so superior to Philadelphia. I mean, Marcus Smart can be great. Malcolm Brogdon can be great. Derek White can be great. Robert Williams can be very good.
Yeah, and they can also stink.
Marcus Smart can play some defense, though, too.
And they can also stink like they did in game 1 again in this series, like they did in game 5 in this series against Philadelphia. I'm not all sold on Boston. Boston, to me, is like the Buffalo Bills of the NBA. Like, it's all right. We know they're talented. They've been close. But sooner or later, you got to, prove it to me. You got to show and prove. You got to show me that you are what everybody's saying that, they are, and they're not. They haven't shown anything. They had a 2-1 lead in the finals last year, and they couldn't beat Golden State. They should have had an easier time against the Atlanta Hawks in the first round of the series, and they didn't. It went 6 games. And they played 2 games. They played a game without Joel Embiid, the MVP, and they lost.
James Harden.
I put it this way: Miami's not afraid. The Heat are not afraid of either team that come out with the victory today. They're not, whoever comes out with the victory, they're not afraid. I think a lot of them would probably want to run it again against Boston. Like a lot of the fans want to get their revenge. And Philadelphia, it's a series that last year Miami won 2 games. Embiid did not play. I don't think Embiid played the first 2 games of that series, but I don't think Miami's afraid. And we all know Jimmy would love to stick it to Philadelphia, bust Tobias Harris ass. Let them remind them that they decided to keep Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. And so I don't think right now any team with the confidence the Heat are playing right with the confidence the Heat have right now and the way they're playing, I don't think they're afraid of any team. I personally think they can beat Boston. I think they could beat both teams. Put it this way. As a matter of fact, I have the Heat winning whoever they face.
The only reason I'll give you Boston is for the revenge factor right there. You got that factor to go in there. And conversely, let's say that again, Philadelphia has the revenge factor sort of on the Heat. But the Heat, if they do face Boston, the reason I give them a puncher's chance is because they have that revenge factor and they're playing very well. But the matchup for me, like this scout says, 76ers, yes, Joel Embiid is going to get his, but you can minimize Harden. Tobias Harris is not a show. Maxey can be really good at times, sometimes not so much. I wonder when
you could say the same thing with Boston. Marcus Smart is in and out.
Oh man,
I mean, he's
Jason Tatum and Brown.
But Tatum can give you a crappy game.
What are the playoffs about though? stars.
Okay.
Like
And
Coldplay. Look at the stars.
okay, Chris
Look
Martin.
how they shine for you. And all the things that they do. They were all, well, they're not yellow. I don't think these guys are scared, but yeah.
Hey, Yella. No.
I got to be careful when I say that too.
But also we've noticed in these playoffs, there are games that superstars kind of don't show up.
Got to get that. You got to get that one game from that work guy, you know?
Remember, I told you the Monica McNutt philosophy. You win 2 games with your superstars, 1 game with your bench, and 1 game you just steal.
Scout goes on to say, when it comes to the Celtics and the Heat, can the Heat score? I mean, they can make threes at a rate like that they did last season. If they can't make those shots, Boston is a very good defensive team and can score.
One thing I will say is that, remember, they were a 44-38 team. I do believe in the last couple of games they were starting to be the Heat that we saw all season again. But timely shots. Defense is playing very well right now. And you got that guy. You got 22, man.
Ira asked the Scout about, is it all about stopping Embiid? And the Scout says, no, I think Embiid's a given. I think it's Harden. You've got to stop Harden. He scores, they win. Simple formula. Their fortunes have strictly depended on him. Look at Boston series. When he's good, they've been good. When he doesn't show up, they don't show up.
Yeah, but I mean, can we say that about every team left? Denver, if Jamal Murray doesn't show up, they're not the same team. The Lakers, if Anthony Davis, is always every other game with Anthony Davis. So we can say that about every team. Don't you guys say this about the Heat with Bam? If Bam gives you 20 and 10, the Heat have this.
Well, yeah. So the better question is your number 2 and number 3 going to show up?
That's
because
all it is.
The games they don't show up, you're not going to win against these high quality teams in the playoffs.
And guess what, guys? You just need them to show up 4 times.
That's all you need.
4 times.
At some point. Yep.
That's it.
Now asked, who stands as a potential Jimmy Butler stopper? Let's start with Celtics.
There is no Jimmy Butler stopper. So
Marcus Smart, I think.
No.
I wouldn't call him a stopper, but Smart could stop him some. That's a problem for them. Smart's smaller, but White's too small. Brown, maybe. Okay. Well, I mean, Marcus Smart was the defensive player of the year last year. Did not give Jimmy Butler fits last season in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, if the 76ers get through, Tucker, PJ Tucker, a Butler stopper, it makes sense. You have Embiid on Bam, Harris on Love, the guards guarding the guards. Tucker is the best matchup there, the most favorable for Philly. Does that scare you a little bit if you're a Heat fan, that maybe PJ Tucker, he knows Jimmy Butler really well?
No.
He's tough. He's a dog.
No.
He can maybe slow Jimmy Butler down and give the 76ers somewhat of an edge.
No. Draymond Green's no LeBron James. Doesn't matter. LeBron still busts his ass. PJ Tucker knew Kevin Durant. Didn't matter. Kevin Durant still busts PJ's ass. Yeah, it doesn't matter if Jimmy and PJ were teammates last year. You know, they probably work out together. You probably get more. You're probably more motivated. You really want to bust your friend's ass because that's your boy. You can always talk trash to them during the offseason. You always can remind them that I dropped 40 on you. And then at this time in the postseason, yeah. But I don't think PJ's going to be able to slow down Jimmy. Not the way he's in the mindset that he has right now. I think Boston, Miami would be great. Just for a lot of narratives. I like the fact that the bubble teams from 2020 are still left. Boston beats Philadelphia. All 4 of the teams that were in the bubble for the conference finals would be in the conference final this year. So, and I think Miami would love to beat Boston so that they can run it back with the Lakers again.
That would be fun.
A Lakers Miami Heat series with the crowd.
Yeah, you need to miss that crowd.
Crowd.
One more rhetorical question for you, Vlad. Who would you rather face? 76ers Doc Rivers or Celtics Joe Mazzulla?
We already know Spo has a clear advantage against either one of them, but I will go with Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah.
Since I always say this guy is every night he goes back to his office like, woo, fooled them again. They didn't. I can't believe I'm getting away with this. They think I'm really a coach.
A lot of people hate Doc Rivers. I don't hate
And Doc Rivers, you could have a 3-0 lead, 3-1 lead with 20 seconds left in the game, and you're up by 20. And I still think Doc Rivers will find a way to lose the game. he'll find a way to give up 21 points in 20 seconds. That's just the history of his teams. When they are up and you expect them to close out, you expect them to take that next step, they always take 2 steps backward. That Doc Rivers is a great coach, but he's not in Eric Spoelstra's. He's not an exposed level.
Yeah, it seems like Spo's coaching the whole team while you got Missoula and Doc Rivers calling out 2 names. Embiid, Harden, and Missoula.
Tatum
Brown, go.
Yeah.
Go. Should be interesting either way. We're going to find out who they're going to be playing later on today, 3:30 tip. I'm going to say, let's go 76ers. You're going to say, let's go Celtics. We're both, well, at least I'll be saying, let's go Heat.
And I think, wouldn't you love to knock out the Bruins in hockey and then knock out the Celtics in the NBA?
Ruin their city. Just to ruin their city.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Boston would be, oh my God, they would hate you guys.
Take that and like it. Speaking of taking it and liking it, something or nothing is next here on 560 WQAM.
when there's Hove. My man.
My man.
Speech. First of all, I want to thank my connect. The most important person with all due respect. Thanks to the duffel bag.
True words right there. True words. Thanks of all to my connect.
Never, yeah.
Um,
No truer words were ever said.
Best Jay-Z album. I mean, you're the official hip hop head of the show. I'm gonna go with the Black Album. Was his best.
No, Reasonable Doubt's his best.
Reasonable Doubt. Some people say the Blueprint.
I love the Blueprint.
Man, Black Album is just so full of bangers.
Listen,
man.
I love the Black Album. I played that CDs.
At the time, I thought he was retiring too.
Well, I mean, they all say that, and then that's all a lie.
Master P.
They all say that, but no, the first one is always the best one. Reasonable Doubt is that started it. That's the original.
I dropped the Black Album, then I backed out it as the best rapper alive.
Brother,
Beep,
ask about
me. Yeah. And then 99 Problems.
Yeah.
Fade to Black. Doom, doom, doom.
My favorite song, PSA.
Doom, doom, doom. What, Fade to Black?
No, allow me to reintroduce myself.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Yeah, that's my favorite saying. I say that.
That's something right there.
That's what I say to my exes.
Oh,
when I see them, hey, allow me to reintroduce myself.
I act like I don't know them. Just,
oh man, that's rough. Man.
Hey, what are you doing here?
You do good breakups or bad breakups?
Do it over the phone.
No, but I'm just saying, like, is on good terms. You know,
I mean,
you can spin around the block maybe a couple more times.
No. Dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're
Okay.
dead to me. You're moving on. I'm moving on. When you see each other at the club, don't act like you know me. Don't send your new boyfriend over and say, I want you to meet somebody. Because you both look at each other like, what are you doing? Like, neither of us want to be here. I've been trying to avoid you all night. I'm over you. I am the person, though, like, the second they break up with me, I'm out in the streets, man. I'm gone. And they're like, what'd you do last night? Like, I was a club. You didn't take the breakup very bad. I was like, I took the breakup. I should take the breakup. I'm single and free now. I'm out.
You want to do something foul? Have you ever see your ex with like their new boyfriend?
I ignore them.
No.
I don't want to be foul then.
If you see them, just buy them a drink.
No.
Buy them a drink.
That's dirty, man.
No, buy them a drink.
I'm not doing that.
Because dude is gonna ask, who brought us the drinks? And she's got to explain.
She's gonna be some dude. That dude over there. I used to work with him, or he knows we have mutual friends.
Nah, because girls can't hide their emotions.
That's true. Yeah. I'm not doing that, man.
Nah, do that. That's some foul stuff.
That's why I'm not doing
mind
that.
games. Always play with their minds. Mind games.
Let's get to some something or nothing. No more mind games right now. Shane Ray. Shane Ray is signed with the Bills. He's been out since 2019 of the NFL as a defensive tackle. He was originally drafted by the Washington football team. Is that something or nothing?
What was wrong with him? If he's been gone for 4 years.
Yeah, I guess he had injury problems and stuff. I
guess it's something good for him. He's made the team if he's coming back from injury.
Don't know what you're gonna get.
Don't know what you're gonna get, but I kind of want to dive into this to find out, what kind of injury he's overcome.
The Dolphins, they have signed the Patriots offensive tackle Isaiah Wynn. Is that something or nothing?
It's something. That means Austin Jackson, you're gonna be competing for that right tackle position.
Guy's got some experience too.
He's a Patriot. He knows the division,
and
he's a vet. So, Mr. Jackson, if you want that, I think is Austin Jackson in his 4th year or 5th year right now? I know he's playing for a contract.
Same thing as Tua.
You're right. Oh yeah, he was same draft.
They
right?
They did not give him an extension.
They didn't pick up his 5th year.
No.
Hey, so you got to compete.
Same thing with Noah Iguanagani.
You got to compete, baby.
Yeah, baby. Mookie Betts. When they recently went and played in Milwaukee, he stayed in an Airbnb rather than at the team hotel because the team hotel is presumably haunted. Is that something or nothing?
It's something, but it's really nothing because I've heard about this. I've heard of many teams, many players say that there's a hotel in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That they think it's haunted. They've seen ghosts. So no, it's something because it's kind of funny that somebody actually believes that a hotel is haunted, but
I prefer to stay at a haunted hotel, to be honest with you.
I kind of want to see I would stay also because I want to see if there's any craziness going on.
Okay, we'll circle back to ghosts, but Nicki Minaj, love Nicki Minaj. She released a Mother's Day gift, a song and music video, Red Ruby de Sleaze. Is that something or nothing?
I mean, it's Nicki, so it's always something.
It's a lot of something.
It's always something.
A lot of good something.
It's always something.
I love her music.
The Barbs.
I love her music too. Yeah, the bar. Are you part of the Barbs?
No, I'm not a Barb. No.
A Maryland man was arrested for stealing a 5-ton military vehicle the other day. Is that something or nothing?
Of course, man. The man just stole a 5-ton vehicle.
I'm sure he was on some stuff, man.
Well, you got to be on stuff to do that. He went guns blazing, man.
Mookie Betts would like this one. A ghost was seen floating around a British beach the other day. Is that something or nothing?
A ghost?
A ghost.
Floating around
a beach in Great Britain.
Why would you want to float around the beach?
Yeah, it's a terrible beach too. It's not like Miami Beach or
it's
anything like that.
It's nothing.
It's like one of these nasty, like rain-soaked gray beaches right there. Ghosts don't usually visit the beach.
Nah,
ghosts are indoor, more indoor types.
Wouldn't the water just like make them evaporate? Like, yeah, why would they want to be by water?
It's just ghosts aren't good in large crowds, and they don't like to be outdoors a lot. I've noticed that over the years.
It's not like I spoke. It's like I'm down with. I have friends that are ghosts. It's not like that.
I noticed their habits.
I'm just from what I've seen, from what they've showcased on film.
Oh,
it's nothing.
A mom is mad that her 11-year-old daughter was not allowed in the school choir because the choir keeper said her daughter is just a bad singer. Is that something or nothing?
Oh, it's something. Hey, man, you got to deal with the facts, Mom. Your daughter can't sing.
That's the thing. First of all, participation trophies. We can't just give them out all the time. Another thing is she better find out sooner than later that she can't sing.
Now, it all depends on how she was told that her daughter can't sing.
Told her she was a bad singer.
If she just outright said it with like an attitude, I can understand the mother being disappointed. But guess what, Mom? You rather the teacher tell the truth than for you to spend money on voice lessons or on singing lessons for a person that can't really sing.
And then she's going to embarrass herself too.
Oh my God.
I know I can't sing. I don't try. I mean, well, I do try, but I try to sing badly. Like at Coldplay last night, I was kind of, oh God, the stars. Like, oh, when I try to sing on the radio too, it's bad. I understand that. I'm real with it.
But I mean, toughen up, 11-year-old.
How do you feel about Dame Judi Dench?
I love Dame Judi Dench.
Well, she was recently questioned by police because on a social media video, she admitted to stealing a deer from an area park in Great Britain. Something or nothing.
How old is Judi Dench?
Oh, she's up there, man. She's probably like 80-something.
So why the hell are they going to bother 80-year-old Judi Dench?
You can't be stealing stuff from parks, especially animals.
First of all, she's 80 years old. How's she going to steal a deer?
That's true. They probably should have figured that out.
Come
She
on,
was just making something up for social media.
Think about it. She's feels like an 80-year-old Dame Judi
But
Dench.
if you're Dame Judi Dench, let that slide.
I mean, she's a dame, so she probably just told the deer, "You're coming with me," and the deer just followed.
Dame, a deer, female deer, doe, a deer, female deer.
There you go.
I don't know, man. It's Dame Judi Dench, man. Come on, leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
But they might have just wanted to get a social media picture with her or something like that.
They just say you want an autograph. Really?
Just roll up and be like, look, my boss wants me to come investigate this. We know we're cool. But can you take a picture with me real quick? We can get this over with. We're good. Good. Okay, cool. Good. So Dame Judi Dench, you're all right by our standards. Up next, we're going to get in some more headlines and maybe a little Canes talk. We haven't talked much about the Hurricanes. It's always fun. That'll be happening right here on the 4th hour of Sports Day, 560 WQAM.
Hey, want to see the ugly
with Dan Day.
Playing around online at Dan Day Radio and at Vlad at 2078. And I've seen a lot of people posting pictures of them and their mother on this Mother's Day. And I'll tell you this, as much as I see it, it does not get old to me, Vlad. Really does not get old. I love seeing those pictures of people with their moms. I can't be with my mom on a day like today because we live thousands of miles apart. I know you're going to be spending time with your tu-mère. It should be very interesting and fun. But I just don't get tired of those pictures, man. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. Looks great.
Of course, man. You should always cherish every moment and every second that you have with your mom. Well, with all your loved ones, but
yeah,
especially mom dudes, man.
Now, my best friend Bo Bujo just texted me Happy Mother's Day. Kind of scratched my head, kind of thought what he meant. So I texted him back, same to you and yours. And then he just texts back, ha. So I'm guessing he was messing with me.
Yeah, somebody texted me Happy Mother's Day today, and I was like, what? And they were like, oh no, wishing your mother Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, but you would have to wish my mother Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
not me to tell, you know what I mean? Like, nah, you messed up.
Yeah, I don't get it. I totally don't get it. But okay, thank you for the sentiments and everything like that.
I guess.
I've actually been playing around online also, talking to some Knicks fans and talking about we need a scorer, we need a big man, we need this, we need this. I was like, well, Zion Williamson, he always wanted to play for the Knicks. Is there any way that trade could be brokered?
No.
Is there any way the Knicks would want that? Because there was a time when, of course
there's a time, but
now there's the injury factor.
Could you imagine? Okay, you're a Pelican fan, right? And you got to live with this every day about him not being able to play, his weight injuries. What do you think? And that's in New Orleans, right? That's a big story.
Yep.
What do you think is going to happen if he was in New York?
Okay. Oh, he would get murdered. He would get. I'll tell you this. So I recently went back on Mother's Day, as you say. I want to go back to see Big Lynn in South Louisiana. I get off. I even sent you a text. I get off the airplane,
right?
And of course, the prices for Ubers are ridiculous. So I decided to walk down the street to near gas station. The prices were a lot lower, but the first thing I see when I get to the gas station, huge sign in the window with Zion holding a Mountain Dew saying, Louisiana loves Zion Williamson. And I was like, done deal. Everyone loves Zion. I'm ride or die with the guy. I think he's going to get healthy this year. He's going to be first or second team All Pro.
All NBA?
Oh, yeah, All NBA. I'm sorry. I was like, it's done deal. Everybody in Louisiana loves him too. Look, there's signs up at the first gas station I walk to, everything like that. So I get home and I was like, man, Mama, I'm Big Lynn and my brother too, Paul Day all day. Glad to know that, everybody's really all in on Zion. They're like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, Zion, everybody loves him. And she was like, they need to trade him. I'm tired of seeing him. He doesn't play. There's no point. He doesn't know anything. And my brother was like, yeah, we need someone that's a little more reliable that could play. I'm like, are people turning on Zion? Louisiana people are starting to turn on him. And if they're starting to turn on him in LA, in NYC,
Zion's like a deadbeat dad, man. You never see him. He never plays.
Is availability your best ability? I don't know. But when you're never available, that does not bode well.
Listen, man, New Orleans fans, great food out there, bro.
Yeah, it's unbelievable food. New York City's got everything, though.
He needs to go someplace where he's not going to eat a lot.
Oklahoma City, baby.
Nah, there's cows. There's meat. Pause. There's steak. Good steak.
Charlotte, North Carolina? He'd be closer to home. He's from South Carolina.
Nah, too many Wendy's.
I could say anywhere. Then you're going to say, okay, he needs to play in California because it is a very health-conscious culture out in California.
In-N-Out.
No, In-N-Out's garbage.
Oh.
But yeah, he might like it, though. But you have to admit, California, it's a different type of food culture.
I mean, he might eat vegan. He might go vegan.
Miami might help. Miami might help, too.
Vegan Zion.
Because the portions here are just unbelievably small.
Nah, he's going to get fat if he's here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, the food at the strip clubs are amazing.
Oh, yeah, he likes, yeah.
I'm just saying, this is how good the food down here is.
That is funny because in most cultures, strip club food is trash. It's salty as hell, so it can make you buy more beer. Here, people actually, like, on the way home from partying at a bar, stop at a strip club and get food
out there, bro, in the strip clubs. Oh, my God.
Here. Now, and everywhere else in the country, it's salty
Cheetahs,
and disgusting.
Tootsies, they got great wings.
Atlanta, too. Atlanta's got some fire strip clubs, too.
Yeah.
And Vegas. But yeah, we're not going to rate every strip club I've ever been to, but I was talking to someone last night and telling them that when I was in Portland, Oregon, I went to a vegan strip club.
What?
They're like, what does that mean? I was like, everything was vegan. So the food was
even
vegan,
the dancers?
And the dancers were vegan.
So no nudity.
No. There's
No,
tons of nudity.
Okay, I'm just saying. If it was vegan. vegan dancers. I thought maybe they weren't.
You just got to be.
Maybe they blocked out the breast.
No.
area,
It was all vegan, 100% vegan. It was one of the most interesting things I'd ever done as far as that, because I was like, so I walked in, I was like, so you have a vegan menu? And they're like, we're 100% vegan. I go, that would mean that you also have vegan strippers. And they said, yes, everybody that works here is vegan, and we only serve vegan food. I said, wow, this is an interesting place.
Vegan strippers, huh?
Yeah. I wonder how you prove that. You can't prove that. You can't even prove you're vegan. No one can prove they're vegan unless, like you watch somebody eat all the time. But Zion could probably benefit himself by being
definitely needs to do something, man. This guy's missed what is it, 3 seasons now? He's missed almost half his games.
Yeah, he's missed half his games. He's been great in the games he played. And team's been great with the games he played.
And then the second pick after him, he thinks he's Tupac.
Yeah. Got RJ Barrett at the time. You might have said, oh man, now you might start saying, hey, pretty good.
I don't have to worry about RJ.
You do not. You do not.
Definitely have to worry about Ja and Zion.
For now. I mean, if Zion gets healthy, you probably don't have to worry about him.
How long are we going to be saying that, Dan Day?
Until the day he retires.
If was a
till the day he retires.
You know what I mean? So how long are we going to be saying that? But you know what? We're not going to be saying too long. Who the Heat will be facing in the Eastern Conference Finals, because in 20 minutes, Game 7, Boston, Philadelphia at the Garden in Boston. Was it TD? What's that place called?
TD Garden.
TD Garden.
Yeah. TD Garden. The winner gets a Wednesday 8:30 rendezvous for the Eastern Conference Finals against the Heat. 8:30. Here we go. Panthers, they know they're facing the Carolina Hurricanes. They just don't know when. That will be decided this week. Carolina restricting ticket sales to all their home games to people that have North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Southern Virginia billing addresses. To that, I say, nice gimmick. Good luck. No way you're keeping people that want to go to that game out. What happens if you live in Tennessee and you want to go to the game? Sorry. Don't live in North Carolina, South Carolina, or South Virginia.
Here's the other thing. How are they going to know you're from that state when you're buying tickets?
Because your billing address. Your zip code. You have to put in it's a required field.
Oh my God, just get some.
It kicks it back. No, what I think when the Panthers did it for one day, what it would do is it would let you purchase the tickets, and then it would process and send you your money back.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just block and say not acceptable field? I don't know.
All right.
The Kraken, they did defeat the Stars 6-3, sending that series to a game 7 tonight. You get the Vegas Knights versus the Edmonton Oilers at 10 o'clock. That series is 3-2. So if you're at Tootsie's getting some wings or some quesadillas, it's 10 o'clock. You might want to look up, watch a little bit of the Vegas Knights and the Edmonton Oilers. It'd be a good place to watch a hockey game.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheetah too. Hollandale Beach.
Cheetah's. Cheetah.
And then you go to Scarlett's right across the street. That's a 1-2 punch.
Well, Scarlett's is great, but you always go to the Mega Toots. I love Tootsies.
Yeah, Tootsies is world renowned, man.
I love Cheetahs.
You know how that is. You know how that is. The Marlins, they lost the Reds yesterday 6-5. It's currently 0-0 as they play in about the 4th or 5th inning. Sandy Alcantara having a rough go of it so far this season, at least by his standards. He gave up 6, struck out 9. Inter Miami got me believing again. They are 6th in the East after defeating first place New England last night, 2-1. Joseph Martinez scored another goal, and the Herons have now won 5 in a row. Next up, Nashville SC Wednesday at 8:30. Nashville's a very good team, but man, soccer is one of those sports whether you can be the best team versus the worst team, and the worst team can beat you, and the best team can beat you. The worst, I mean, they can beat you anywhere. It's all about matchups. It's all about who gets good goalkeeping and gets good opportunities, or as we like to say, service. Good service can be all the difference in the world. Rafael Nadal has turned down a wild card offer for next week's Challenger tournament in Bordeaux, France, and is still undecided on if he's going to play the French Open later this year. The Spaniard is suffering from a hip injury, and after 4 seasons with the Suns, they have fired head coach Monty Williams. He has won Coach of the Year for them, and he went to them in the NBA Finals one year, but he is gone. I'm sure he will land on his feet. There is going to be an opening probably in Memphis very soon. We already know there's some other openings around the league that he could be a part of. Could be interesting. We'll see. We'll see. And yeah, of course, John Morant can't stop flashing guns, and he has been suspended by his
this guy.
He's been suspended by his team already. In the NBA, it's Sunday. That's why they're at the office.
No, it's Mother's Day. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is not what Adam Silver wanted to hear on Mother's Day right now. He wanted just a good Game 7. He wished there was probably 2 more Game 7s, but no, he has to deal with this craziness, this story right now.
You know, we all break our mother's hearts sometimes, but like, let's try to do it a little further away than on Mother's Day, basically.
Jeez, man. Like, the focus should be on this Game 7, who's going to win, and then therefore you know who the final 4 teams will be in each side. You know, the Eastern Conference Championship will be known. The Western Conference Finals will start Tuesday. You know, you have the lottery that's probably starting this week.
Noah
balls, right? What's his name?
Is it Victor?
Yeah, it's Victor. Victor
Wembanyama.
Yeah, that guy.
He's a big French guy,
tall, lanky guy.
You know what sold me on him? He shot a 3 and caught the rebound and dunked it.
Yes,
but he didn't come down.
No, he shot the 3.
It's one thing to shoot a 3, come down with it, dunk. No, shoot the 3, follow your shot, and one motion, boom.
But he takes one step. He's from the 3-point line to the inside the paint.
He's lanky.
But this is not the way the NBA wanted to celebrate Mother's Day.
Nope.
And then now,
now they could be losing one of their biggest stars.
Well, he's gonna have to. Woj just said that they expect a lengthy suspension by the league.
I do. 8 games was, like I said, 8 games seems lengthy. Probably was going to be more, but the NBA said, okay, first offense, we got some money.
What do you think he's gonna get? 25? Because they got to make an example out of him.
I'd say either 18. After, like, I think the initial will be like 20, 25, and then
20.
he'll
Maybe 15?
he'll appeal it, and they'll go down to like 17 or 18, maybe 18, because that will look good. 10 more than the original one, and community service out the wazoo, and
I don't know.
Sensitivity
he didn't
training,
get arrested or anything.
sensitivity
like that.
training out the wazoo. Doesn't matter. You know what? NBA, NFL, those leagues, they don't need the law to get involved for them to tell you what to do. They got you. But yeah, that's a tough one right there. Okay, so the Marlins, they are 0-0 in the 6th. I saw that South Florida native Jonathan India was at bat. He walked to first base. So want to send a shout out for South Florida's own Jonathan India, even though he plays with Cincinnati. So with that being said, Vlad, let's take a step into the day spa. I got this one special for you. I thought about you as I got this one together.
Okay.
Norfolk, Virginia. They have a brewery. They had to rename one of its IPAs because it was called White Face Beer. They were changing it because of racial concerns.
A lot of politics going on with beer, man. Bud Light, now White Face Beer. That was the name of the.
Would you ever drink something called White Face Beer?
Not drinking anything called white face or black face.
I would not. Yeah, I was going to say, I'll go further. I'll go with a lot of different colored face. No.
I'm not. We're not going to. I'm not even. Let's put it this way. I'm not drinking any beer with a color and a face after that.
Right. I would have to stay away from that simply out of sheer, what would be the word? Just political correctness, out of sheer sensitivity.
Political correctness.
Sensitivity.
Just my stomach.
Ethics. Yeah.
Just my taste buds.
Some things you wonder, like, and they said they named it after a certain poet or who had certain stories and stuff like that. But isn't there someone in the room that goes, hey, guys, girls, whatever. Let's not call it white face or black face beer. Like, I understand that you mean well.
Have you seen a lot of the advertisement that's been going on? And you wonder, like, didn't they really? Wasn't there somebody in the room to say that this doesn't go? Like, this is maybe racially motivated.
How does it keep getting through?
Right. Like, this may be sensitive.
One guy in the room, or girl in the room, just does this. Hey,
that's all he needs.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. But I do have to say one concern, and I could be wrong, but and we've done this at the radio station. I've walked by the promotions department. They're like, what do you think of this? Isn't it awesome? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, somebody could see that as racially insensitive. They're like, what do you mean? And then I'll go see the promo a week later, and it's been removed because one person like me said, maybe.
That's all you need.
Technically, it could be. If anyone ever tells me technically what you're about to say or what you're about to do could be racially insensitive, I'm just going to err on the side of caution and not do it. Yeah. Usually I'm my own best keeper of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not drinking white face.
I'm not drinking. I don't care if it's, I love IPAs. And
I don't care if it's pale face beer. I'm not drinking it.
No.
Just nothing.
Stay away from skin color when it comes to beer.
I don't want to drink anything that has face in it, like face beer. No. No.
I mean, butt face beer is okay, right?
No.
Oh, that's not insensitive though, is it?
No.
Okay, well, we're good. So,
but nobody wants butt face beer.
Maybe we're on to $1 million idea. Butt face beer.
A lot of mudslides.
Ooh. I'm going to go vomit. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the greatest Canes football players of all time and whether we agree they are or maybe they're not. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM. .560 Sports WQAM. This is Sports Day. Of course, you can listen to us on 560 WQAM. You can also check us out on the Odyssey app, watch us live, YouTube Live, and on Twitch. Just look for 560 WQAM. You know, the other night at Duffy's Implantation, I was kind of DJing towards the end of the night, and I decided you were playing some Nas just now to play some Uchi Wally.
Yeah, man.
I never realized how much and how beloved that song is and was.
Yeah, it's a great club bang.
Ooh, chi wally wally, ooh, chi bang bang. But you know, some guy requested. I was like, oh, I haven't heard that in forever. I was like, let me wait till it gets a little later in the night. And I actually was going to play it at the very end of the night, and then maybe midway through just turn off because we're closing up. But I played it, and everybody was going buck wild about Uchi Wally.
Yeah, that was the time.
I mean, it's a huge hit.
Hove told Nas, your bodyguard's verse was better than yours in Uchi Wally.
Who's saying, no, Nas had the best line when he goes, when it comes to sex, I'm similar to the Thriller in Manila. The ladies call me Nas, the filler.
Yeah, that's just taking Biggie's line.
Oh, that's a Biggie line?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the original One More Chance.
Oh, okay.
Off
Well,
the album.
then never mind. That wasn't the best line of the song.
No. That's
But
that's
always,
they all take him from Biggie.
Are you somewhat impressed that I remember that line, though, at least?
Yeah, I'm impressed that you remember that line. I'm just shocked that you thought it originated from Nas and the guys in the QB.
That's why you're here, man.
Nah, that was Biggie's line in One More Chance. That's how he starts One More Chance. The original, the Ready to Die version of One More Chance, not the remix that everybody loves, but the famous what beat is that? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you got me right there.
Yeah.
I was at Coldplay last night. And it wasn't just Coldplay; it was symphonic Coldplay. So
Symphonic Coldplay,
or whatever, strings Coldplay. So you know,
quartet Coldplay.
You got me a little bit when it comes to the hip hop, at least in that aspect.
Hey man, but you had nice scenery though. It was beautiful aesthetics.
Man. The after party, it's pretty fun too. But I'm getting sidetracked. Let's talk about this new article from Canes Warning. It's the 15 best Miami football NFL careers in Hurricanes history. So not the best Hurricanes of all time, all together, or just in college. The ones that had strictly the best NFL careers. They come from the U. It's all about the U. But this is about their NFL career. The best Hurricanes NFL careers. In at number 15, I've already got a problem. Vlad.
What's that?
Jimmy Graham. Not the greatest player in college. Not basketball or football wise for the U.
Yeah, but Jimmy was
in the pros though.
Here's the thing with Jimmy. His first 4 years with New Orleans were great, but then he wasn't the same player when he went to Seattle, Green Bay, and Chicago.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Okay, let's go on.
So Jimmy Graham's in at 15. This is why I have a problem with it. Number 14 is Jeremy Shockey. Pro-wise, I thought Jimmy Graham was maybe a little bit better than Jeremy Shockey.
No way. Are you forgetting about dual shock power? Are you forgetting about what he did with the Giants? And he did win the Super Bowl with the Saints.
He did win the Super Bowl with the Saints.
Okay, so yeah, Shockey definitely deserves to be
ahead of Jimmy Graham.
Ahead of Jimmy Graham, yes.
Agree to disagree.
All right. Well.
Number 13, Vince Wilfork. I'm okay with that. That's good.
Big Daddy Vince.
Yeah. Man, that jammed up everything right there.
10 years, man. He did 11 seasons with New England. So, yeah, no. Vince Wilfork definitely deserves the top 15.
This one's a little
crazy.
crazy.
Hurricane cool. In the NFL.
Number 12, Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne.
Could be a little higher, I would think. He had a great career.
I got to see who's ahead of Reggie,
okay,
but he's definitely top 15. I thought Reggie might be higher. Maybe he should be in the top 10.
Let's work it out.
Okay.
Whew, number 11, Michael Irving. Yeah.
How is Michael Irving number 11?
He's got to be higher than that.
Dude, Irving's had that. He's got to be top 5 easy in former Hurricanes who had great NFL careers.
He was Troy Aikman's number 1.
The playmaker has 3 Super Bowl rings, man.
And was all over the league for a while. Okay, so we're starting to disagree with some of this stuff.
We're not agreeing.
In at number 10, Jim Kelly.
How is Jim Kelly ahead of Michael Irving?
I would put Jim Kelly behind Michael Irving.
Jim Kelly lost 4 Super Bowls, bro.
Yeah, he had a great pro career though. We're not taking away.
And he remember he played in the USFL, and it's when the USFL first.
The reason I put Michael Irvin ahead of Jim Kelly, simple reason, like you would think, 3 Super Bowl rings to nada for Jim Kelly. Even though he went to 4, which is quite an accomplishment. But I mean, come on.
But he's 0 for 4.
Yeah, that's okay. Now, see, this is where I'm going to get at it again. Number 8, Andre Johnson.
Ooh, here's a good question.
Great player.
Who had a better career, Andre Johnson or Reggie Wayne in the NFL?
I would take Reggie Wayne. Now, Andre Johnson did some fantastic things. A lot of people weren't always looking in the
Reggie was the number 2, though.
Man.
Dre was in 1. He was the 1 in Houston. Reggie had Marvin Harrison across from him,
I take Reggie.
I mean, Reggie said they both had great careers.
I put Jim Kelly ahead of Andre Johnson, too.
Yeah, I would put Jim Kelly ahead of Andre Johnson.
Okay, so we're starting to see some differentiation. Number 7, Cortez Kennedy. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to kind of take away.
If I'm looking at their careers, I guess I would take Tez over Big Daddy Wilford.
Defensive tackle, only played for 10 years.
All right.
Questionable once again. I mean, once again, these guys are deserving of being in the top 15.
And here's the crazy part. I would have Jerome Brown over Cortez Kennedy.
Now,
I don't know I don't know the list. I haven't seen the list, so I don't know if Jerome Brown is going to be in the next 6 names that you mentioned. But personally speaking, I would take Jerome Brown over Cortez.
In at number 6, Ted Hendricks.
All right, I guess I got to go with that. I know I'm older, but I wasn't that old. I'm not that old that I was able to see Ted Hendricks play. But from what I hear, he was a hell of a player in college and the NFL.
A little bit before my time, nonetheless. Oh, we'll do this. He was a bad man. Unofficially recorded 363 sacks. Well, now that would be a bad man. 363 tackles, 60 and a half sacks, 26 interceptions, and 16 fumble recoveries in 14 years. That's a lot of stats. That is a lot of stats. Man, it was all over the field.
Could have done more.
Oh, this.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
In at number 5. Yeah, it's hard.
All right, hold on.
Devin Hester.
So they have Devin Hester way ahead of Reggie Wayne and Andre Johnson?
Yeah. What's Devin Hester known for in the pros? Be honest.
Special teams.
Yeah, returning kicks.
Okay.
Greatest returner of all time.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't mean that's top 5 of greatest Miami Hurricane of all time.
I know.
In the end, greatest 5 Miami Hurricanes with NFL. With an NFL career. That's what it is. The 15 best Miami football NFL careers in Hurricanes history. I don't think Devin Hester's NFL career was better than Reggie Wayne's or Andre Johnson.
Let's see who's in at number 4. Warren Sapp.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
I mean, no one's going to argue.
I have no argument. Top 5.
Transcending defensive player. Number 3, Ed Reed.
I have no problem with that.
No problem. I mean, Ed Reed, you could argue number 2, but number 3 is
I have no problem with that.
Maybe the best DB of all time, but yeah, there you go.
Best safety.
Number
top 3.
2, Jim Otto.
Okay, so here's another thing I realized.
Yeah,
Al Davis loved drafting out of the University of Miami.
Well, that's obvious
because Ted Hendricks and Jim Otto, all I see are Raider jerseys.
Hendricks played a bunch of places though, so
right, but I think he really made his. He was very known for being a Raider, and definitely Jim Otto. Like Mr. Hendricks, did not see him play. Heard he was a hell of a player.
He was a center, so I mean, there's not going to be all these stats.
I guess I'm gonna have to go by what the people say.
And number 1, Ray Lewis.
I don't really think there's any argument.
Yeah, I don't think there's any argument. Now, one glaring omission.
What's the glaring omission? Well, who's the glaring omission?
I turned gold teeth into a gold jacket. Edge. Edge is in the Hall of Fame.
Edge had a great NFL career. I'm surprised that none of these running backs are in the top 15 Miami NFL careers. You have where's Frank Gore?
Frank Gore is one of the.
Where's Frank Gore?
Isn't he the 3rd all-time NFL rusher?
Where is Where's Frank Gore in this list?
It's not a very heavy running back list right now.
I would
if you think Jimmy Graham,
you take Willis McGahee after the injury that he suffered in the Fiesta Bowl championship game, and then to come back and still have a very good NFL career. Clinton Portis, he had a great career.
Portis, great career. But I mean, love Jimmy Graham.
But yeah, how does Jimmy Graham
compare even to the career that
Frank
Edgerrin James and Frank Gore
had? Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's who is this? Fan-sided? Bad job by you, fans. Andrew Hughes. Shame on you. Your list is it's very very lacking right here. They're lacking some.
We're gonna get a version
key
2.0, maybe.
Dude, I mean, I don't even like some of the guys, and I don't even like some of the placements of some of these
I
some of these
know.
players.
Well, that's why we have these lists and we take a look at them and stuff like that. I mean, I'll even go Frank Gore. And I mean, once again, tight ends, Jeremy Shockey. I got Frank Gore and Edgerrin James over Jeremy Shockey, too.
I'm shocked. Look, Sergey, B. McD. I hear you, man. Like, this is a crazy list. Number one should be Brett Romberg. So Romberg should always be number one in any
Always
list,
number
man.
one.
I love Romberg, man. Missed him. But hey, even our boy Brian Monroe should have been on the list. I'm just kidding.
Give some love to a punter, man. Look, they're just as important as anybody else. Flip the field.
Brian Monroe. B-Mac, man. I beat more. But how do they like this? There's a lot of great players here, Dan, that they did not put on this list, and some of these guys I don't even think should be on the list. They might have been honorable mention. Like Jimmy Graham has to go. Like out the gate, he's got to go.
I agree with that. I agree. But yeah, some glaring omissions right there. But then again, to have an abundance of riches like the U has had in sending players to the pros, that's a good thing. It's going to happen again.
Don't crap on Vinny. Vinny had a hell of an NFL career.
Vinny Testaverde.
Vinny still could throw the ball right now at his age. I think Vinny's like 60. He still could throw the ball.
He had an interesting career. He had one of those careers that just kept going. Sometimes it was really good. Sometimes it was not really good. But he had a longevity wise. Yeah, man. He was with the Jets.
I have no problem. You know what? Number one, Ray Lewis.
Yep.
Ed Reed, number two.
No, Ed Reed's not number two.
I mean, number three. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Michael Irvin should be top 5. I can't believe he's 11.
Yep.
Can't believe Michael Irvin's 11. You're telling me that Jim Kelly had a better NFL career than Michael Irvin?
Nope.
I can't. No.
I'm not telling you that.
No. I mean, that's what the writer was telling me.
I think that Reggie Wayne should have been a little bit higher.
Reggie should have been higher.
And I think Edge and Frank Gore, at least as running backs, should have made the list.
Edge and Frank Gore should have made the list. I think if you make the Hall of Fame, you automatically in. You should be on that list.
I mean, over guys that didn't.
Like Jimmy Graham didn't make no Hall of Fame.
No.
I don't even think he's in the Hurricane Hall of Fame.
No, he didn't have a great career here as a basketball or football player. He actually had a very short career as a football player here. So
wow, this is disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest.
You went from being like, oh, okay.
Nah,
So, man, I'm disgusted. I'm about to vomit. This is a vomit. I'm out.
No, like if you really look at the list, and all these guys, they deserve their name to be mentioned. But when you really look at the unbelievable players that came out of the U that excelled in the NFL, and there's certain guys like Jimmy Graham should not be in the top 15.
Another one, Sergey brings up a good point. Bernie Kosar. He had a great career with the Cleveland Browns.
Great career.
He's not even on the list, anywhere near the list. We even forgot about him. So bad job by us. But yeah, Bernie Kosar should be up there, at least in somewhat of mention of this top 15. He had a bigger career than Jeremy Shockey, and I keep picking on the last two, but I mean, yeah, one of those things.
Actually, you know what? And Sergey just said it right now. I would take Sean Taylor over
wow.
Jimmy Graham.
We forgot about Sean Taylor too.
I would overtake him over Jimmy.
We forgot about Sean Taylor. Man,
thank you, Sergey.
An embarrassment of riches, by the way. It's great,
but oh my God, you know what? I got to take this. I'm going to send this list to Brian Monroe and see what he thinks about it, because I'm disgusted.
Send it to Brian Monroe, Rashad Butler, any of our other dudes that represented for the U. Yeah. Send it to Joe Zagacki. Joe Zagacki will break it down.
Send it to DBJ.
All of them. Yeah, let's send it to them. Let's let them know.
How don't you have these running backs? There's not one University of Miami running back.
That's crazy.
You don't have Frankie G or Edgerrin on there.
I like you, bro, but you're crazy, man. You're crazy.
The third leading rusher in NFL history.
Yep.
And the other one is a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Yep. Kind of helped revolutionize the running back position too. In the NFL. Catching, running, doing it all.
I'm disgusted. I'm really disgusted now. It's one of those things. You know what? That's the other thing. As you get older, when things bother you and you start thinking about it more. It festers and it starts building. Now it's like, nah, you know what? I'm done.
All right, Vlad, don't leave for Jensen's liquor store yet. I need you for one more segment. We're going to come back, wrap things up. Get ready for this game 7 that just is about to start right now between the 76ers and the Celtics. And I don't know, maybe talk about what we're going to do the rest of the day here. This has been Sports Day. Not done yet. One more segment, 560 WQAM.
It's not 2 days' price.
Closing it up here on 560 WQAM Sports Day. Like to thank everyone that hung out with us, whether it's Sergey Arvarici, we've got Menu in the house, of course, my dudes, Bob and Seth hit me up, the Wolfpack listening, anyone that spent some time with us today. If you're a mother, even more so, thank you. My girlfriend right now, she's got me all tied up. Marlins, Cincinnati, it's 1-1 in the 7th. I'm in that relationship with the Marlins. I just can't quit them. And we've had a rough weekend so far, but maybe we'll end on a good note. Sunday fun day will be good, and our relationship will at least be happy for today. Marlins, we're down 1-0, but man, we're okay. Also got a text 305-567-0560, kind of controversial. We went over the quote unquote 15 best Miami football players NFL career. Also got OJ Anderson from 954. So
facts.
People were weighing in, man. I don't know, that list at first we were okay with it. Then when we started dissecting it, it got Vlad disgusted. He got him sick.
Disgusting.
Sick. What are you doing with the rest of the day, Vlad? Break it down for me so I can live vicariously through you.
Chilling with moms, man.
Nice. What are you gonna do food-wise? Break it down.
I don't know what we're gonna do food-wise. I think my sister is probably cooking something, so we'll probably go over to her house. And,
is it gonna be Haitian food or is it gonna be
absolutely? It's gonna be Haitian food.
Tex-Mex? I don't know.
No, Tex-Mex. Come on, man. It's Sunday.
You don't give mom Tex-Mex on Mother's Day.
I mean, unless you're in Texas.
Yeah, unless she really likes Tex-Mex, and that's the thing. Telling you, so what I'm probably going to do is run down to Jensen's liquor store, grab a few drinks. I'm going to go see my dude, Giuseppe and Nathan. Nathan's actually working at the Marlins game. So Giuseppe wants to talk to Big Lynn. We're going to call Big Lynn together because his mother's passed away. So he wants to talk to my mom and, kind of honor that. Going to do that. And then tonight, here's a move I need some help with, Vlad.
What's up?
I can't cook to save my life.
Join the club. Neither can I.
But I'm supposed to cook a simple recipe of soup.
For your girl? For your friend.
So making soup. What's the move? To actually try and it come out terrible, or not try and it come out terrible and then just go like BurgerFi or something like that?
I think you still should get the BurgerFi even after you get this, after you make the soup.
Yeah, that soup's not gonna hold up, man.
Nah, bro.
I'm already skinny.
Try it, man.
Yeah, you gotta try.
A for effort.
You gotta try. Now, getting boozed up before is gonna help. Not at all, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna help.
So try. I'm gonna try.
Yes.
But I got full awareness and money in my pocket that I kind of want a veggie burger and some fries. Those fries at BurgerFi are so good. But after you ruin dinner, might not get the option of choosing where to eat. So
wait, when you're making this soup, will you'll be dolo, like you're by yourself, or
for the most part, yeah.
So you're making this soup for you and your companion, your friend.
Yeah.
So
and they said they're gonna be cleaning. They go, how about you cook? I clean. I said, can we just reverse those roles? Nope. I said, damn.
Oh, now you got it. Yeah, you got to do it. If they cook, if they're cleaning, they need to see you put the effort, man. You gotta put in the effort, man.
Big Lynn taught me how to clean. I can clean like crazy.
We all can clean, but
I
you
can't cook.
All right, well, you got to make the effort, bro.
I'm gonna make the effort, and then I'm gonna suggest BurgerFi, veggie burger, and those fries, man. They got the peanut oil. Oh, it's so good, man.
Yeah, just make the soup, man. Put your heart into it. Yeah.
Something bad happens, I'll text you.
Oh,
if I need your backup for anything.
Yeah, I mean,
moral support.
As long as you don't put anything poisonous or allergic, you're good.
Yeah. You know what? It's something that's simple. It's like reading a book. You follow the recipe. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, and hopefully I'm going to take a little bit edge off before, so I don't get nervous or anything. Also, by the way, the Philadelphia and Boston game is going on right now, and it's about to be tied 10-10 because I'm expecting Jason Tatum to make this free throw with about 7 minutes left in the first quarter. So, yep, so far Game 7 has been Game 7. We don't know who's going to win this one.
It's going to be tight.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, but they are in the God, and so, the racial slurs are flying all over the place.
Yeah,
and there's plenty of white-faced beer being drunk in the crowd.
There's a lot of white-faced beer and chowder.
Well, Vlad, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Where are you going to be this week where we can find you as far as on 560?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tune in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Tobin and Leroy, where the TNL show will give Vlad his punishment. I'll be up front facing the jury, and I have to pay for my crimes because they're gonna give it to me for the Heat knocking off the Knicks in 6. So please tune in and hear me get
murdered. Yeah,
you
guys did a good job of murdering Vlad this weekend too. So.
Oh yeah, I did a great job yesterday. But I think tomorrow is gonna be a a little bit more venomous.
Yeah, I take the gloves off sometimes, but
It's gonna be
Leroy's
little,
not going to take the gloves
nah,
off. He's from the
Leroy,
Ninth
and I
Ward,
know
New
I'm probably
Orleans.
gonna have to, sometime this week I'm gonna have to take him to his bet.
He's already got the tomahawk prime rib ready.
That's what I heard.
Oh man, Vlad.
That's
Well,
what I heard. But I'll be around.
thanks for hanging out with me, Vlad.
Always in love hanging out with you,
Always
cousin.
cousin, his family around here. I hope your mom has and your sister have a very happy Mother's Day, and to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. We
Happy
love you.
Mother's Day to everyone. Happy Mother's Day to yours, and I hope you have a great conversation with her. And guys, thanks for listening. Tune in next weekend.
We're not going anywhere. Next Saturday and Sunday, we'll be here at noon. Any questions at Vlad2078 at Dan Day Radio. This has been Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Listen to WQAM for Cat Talk.